in this building. Can you, Fred?
You got to turn up the volume here looking at Mike Keenan.
Wow.
Now the national anthem.
National anthem sung by Wayne Masmer. Excellent job. There's Andy Moe going to be in goal for the Boston Bruins tonight. He needs this win under his belt too. After Los Angeles played very well there. Kings had some offensive chances with a couple of Bruin mental lapses. They walked right in on him. Jim Wade in goal for the Chicago Blackhawks tonight. Getting himself a shot at taking over the regular job from Darren Pang. See what he can do.
We're set to go. Ken Linsman is centering the line on the faceoff. And Bob McGill with it clears it to the Boston zone. Back for it, Ray Bourque. Forechecking Troy Murray. Good two-way player. Murray falls down. The lead for Crowder. Crowder having a problem getting away from Vancelette. And back for Doug Wilson, the veteran defenseman. One-time Norris Trophy winner. And a hit on the boards. And Crowder almost stole one. Walked in directly. Didn't work. Coming back too fast. Vancelette drives it in wide. Going for it, Rick Vive. A top goal-scoring threat. 8 years, 30 or more goals. But Bourque takes over in the Boston zone. Just underway, no score. The Bruins and Chicago Blackhawks. Almost broken up by Vive. It is broken up by Murray. Murray, Vancelette. Vancelette in the corner. Waiting to make the pass. It came too late. The Bruins were able to get back on it and wasn't accurate enough. And winding up, Don Sweeney trying to move it out. Linsman taken down heavily in the corner. Crowder trying to move it out. Crowder fails to move it out. On the boards, Vive off wing side, jammed up by Ray Bourque. What a face-off and a line change. And the face-off in the Boston zone. Early pressure by Chicago.
Early mistakes, but the Bruins more so. There's Mike Keenan. Seems to be happy with the way the Hawks have been playing of late. They're getting an awful lot of goals, but really not doing much defensively.
Would you believe that Mike Keenan in college and thereafter and even now leads a rock group?
Leads a rock group?
Yeah, he's Mike Eagles acquired in a trade for Bob Mason with Quebec. Wesley hits him hard. Rugged check, but the puck is kept in on the boards. And a drive from the point, blocked by Moog. At the point firing was Gary Nyland. And out comes Casper now to center ice. Moog with the block. Wait out of the net to clear it around the boards. Bruins trying to keep it in. This is Lyndon Byers playing now with Casper and with Burridge. And Talbot trying to get it. Can't do it. And a breakout on the left wing by Steve Thomas. And the puck rolls in on Moog. Moog able to trap it. The net dislodged as Thomas goes rattling into the net on a hit by Wesley. A couple of hard hits by Wesley. And a very aggressive Chicago team at the start.
Handling the puck well, Chicago. The Bruins caught a little flat. Got to get regrouped. Lyndon Byers and Randy Burridge had a little bit of an offensive opportunity down the other end of the building, but kind of squandered it with a soft pass at the blue line. Now Byers is going to be gone for his trouble with Presley. With Presley, I mean.
Presley and Byers get matching penalties as it's heavy contact and aggressive work by Chicago. We're looking at John Cuniff on the left, assistant coach, and Terry O'Reilly on the right. It's O'Reilly's type of game.
Well, I think they're the Bruins. I think this is Chicago be playing into their hands a little bit, Fred. They come out, try to take the body. Somebody's got to wake the Bruins up to start hitting. Haven't hit anybody in a couple of games. Good sign, Glenn Wesley racked Eagles early. So, you know, maybe this is what the Bruins need. Get back into the physical flow. I know it's an easy thing to do to play this game, is to get away from contact. That is the simplest thing to do in hockey. That takes a great amount of effort and concentration to hit and hit often.
They call the face-off outside the line. Puck driven in by Keith Brown. Drafted the same year. There's a hit by Boston. It was Galley tagging, and Joyce coming back over the line. Joyce moving it in with Neely in, and he elects to drop it back for a shot that missed the net, kept in by Janney. Janney moving it deep for Joyce. In the corner, Neely digs it free, tried to set it in front. Peterson gets it. Peterson moves it in deep to Neely, open. Neely trying to drop it in front, checked by McGill. Puck goes to Janney, back to Peterson. A screen shot missed on the short side. Joyce keeps it in. He takes a hit from Brown. Now McGill trying to clear it out. On the right wing side, Steve Thomas trying to get it. The Bruins keep it in. With it, Joyce. Joyce trying to move it up, can't do it, and it's knocked out to center ice. At the Boston line, taken over by Cam Neely. Neely to Janney, over the line with Joyce, and Joyce was offside. So the Bruins had territorial edge there, keeping the pressure on with the score. Boston nothing, Chicago nothing. Wait a minute, hang on here. Hang on.
Cam Neely's...
We've got Dave Manson now over on the boards.
Well, a couple
Ray
of them
Bourque is in there.
A couple of them did a little nudging and pushing. You got Dirk Graham got in it with Neely, and end of the shift, tired, aggravated. Neely just wasn't taking anything. You know, he's going to flat lose it one of these times. He's been looking to explode a couple of times, but not too many people want to take him on.
We'll be back with more Bruins hockey in just a moment.
You can ride with the wind when you're one with the road. You can feel every move. You're in control. It's the new spirit. Gotta be the spirit of Dodge. It's the new spirit. The new spirit of Dodge. The new spirit of Dodge.
Well, here are the extra bodies in the penalty box. Manson and Neely.
Manson of Chicago, defenseman, and Neely for Boston. The teams are at full strength. 17-19 left in the first period, no score, and Dennis Savard is out. He has Larmer on the right, good goal scorer. Playfair on the left wing side. Sweeney is at right wing with O'Dwyer, and the puck is driven in by Nyland. Kept in by Larmer in the corner. Bruins battle for it. Sweeney had fallen down. Sweeney drags the man down. They're looking for a holding call. It is kept in by Nyland. In the Larmer again. Larmer broken up on the play. And Lehman works at the center ice and then is trapped. And back comes Chicago with pressure again. This is Playfair rattling it in. Bourque there. Bourque trying to combine with Lehman. It deflects down in the quarterback for it. Nyland after him. O'Dwyer. Nyland forced to clear it out quickly. And the offside pass called against Chicago at a face-off. 16:41 left in the first period. Raymond Bourque.
Ray Bourque. Almost too many men on the ice. That's what I thought the original whistle was for, but it was offside. There was a couple of Bruin bodies a little bit too far away from the bench without having cleared it. Getting somebody off while somebody's still getting on. The transition rule, boy, they're really not playing with it this year. It used to be 30, 40 feet, or if you weren't in the play, they let it go. Now they're calling it quickly and often.
Hudson on the face-off with Linsman. Out to the right of Waite. Waite has not been contested by Boston, although they had some territorial play on the Janney line. And Chicago with it. Keith Brown breaks it out with Doug Wilson. They make an imposing defensive pair. The lead in for Chicago, Dirk Graham going for it, but Telvin works it away and starts it back. Telvin up to Lindsman. Lindsman on Doug Wilson. He's over the line. He flips it right in front for Wesley. In shot, score! Wesley from Lindsman. Beautiful combination play right between the pads of Waite to make it 1-0.
That's what Glenn Wesley needed. He had some great opportunities last night in Minnesota. But watch this. Waite goes down early. This is a sign. He's screened. He's already down on the ice, looking to fan his legs. Now watch Wilson. You're going to see him go down. Waite is already looking at Wesley right in the slot. He figures he's going to have his feet, so let's leave him open. Wesley just went through the hole, the 5-hole between both of them.
What an advantage to have a defenseman like young Wesley who can move on the attack.
Does it ever.
1-0 Boston. Wesley set up by Ken Lindsman.
Andy Brickley out there with Lindsman and Crowder. Galley's playing tonight. A little more offense.
And a discussion over at the Boston bench by the linesman. Don't know what it was about, but it could be he was saying, watch that transition on flares.
Possibly. Or go to Mike Ditka's place after. Wesley's first from Lindsman and Telvin at 3:38. Good start here in Chicago. Watch Thomas.
Boston. Right back comes Thomas over the line. The play is offside. 16:13 left in the first period. Boston leads 1-0. Glenn Wesley the scorer. Keith Brown, the defenseman, screened the goaltender Waite. This broadcast authorized by the Boston Bruins Hockey Club solely for the entertainment of our viewing audience. Any broadcast, rebroadcast, other use of the accounts or descriptions of this game without the express written consent of the Boston Bruins or TV 38 is prohibited. They're calling the face-off in the Boston zone now.
Well, I think they're going to say Galley tipped it in. I really don't see that. I don't recall anything happening outside of a high shot by Thomas. But Galley might have got a piece of it somehow.
Savard isn't out there, but this is a strong line for Chicago. Troy Murray at center. Thomas, one-time 34-goal scorer for Toronto at left wing, and Rick Vide. We know he's got the shot in the league. Don Sweeney goes back on defense, gets it away to Ray Bourque. Up on the right for Byers. Byers now to Burridge. Burridge coming on Keith Brown. Going deep, trying to slide it through, and Byers couldn't get there in time, and a penalty coming up. He was spilled. A penalty on Chicago for hooking that almost paid off in front of Waite. Bruins on a power play. Bruins 1, Hawks nothing. Back in a moment.
John, Dr. Pullman's office. Remember your gum surgery appointment Monday. Have a nice day.
Yeah, this is Al at the garage. Your car has problems, big problems.
This is your landlord, or should I say ex-landlord. Your lease is history, and so are you.
If it's out there, it's in here. The 9X Yellow Pages. Why would anyone need another?
Face-off coming up to the left of Jim Waite. It is a power play for Boston. Murray is out.
Here's the slide across pass. Now Byers is getting to Waite. He's going to get to this if he isn't hooked. Barry Hale heads up play by Byers. He goes into goaltender, post and all.
1-0 Boston. Bruins on a power play. Murray out for tripping or hooking Byers. An argument now by Ken Lindsman as he was set for the face-off. Well, they're not kicking him out, evidently. Puck down. He scraps for it, and Bourque moves in to get it in the corner. Bourque is up at the right wing position. Lindsman back at the point for him. It's into Brickley. Andy Brickley, who has 1 goal on the season. Quiet free agent from New Jersey, gives it to Lindsman. Lindsman, the quarterback on the play at this right wing side. Telvin moved in, but he didn't hit him with the pass. Now it's back to Bourque. Now to Telvin. Hits it on the go. It's deflected wide. With it, Crowder in the corner. Crowder holding now on the opposite side. Gives it to Lindsman right near the net. Lindsman sweeps it in front. Bork coming up. Tough angle, can't shoot. Holds it behind the net, works it in front. And a whistle for a face-off and maybe a penalty.
Penalty to Lindsman, I think, for slashing in front of the net.
Lindsman going out, nullifying the Boston power play. Interference, says Bob Hall, the referee. And he provided some screen there for Bork, who is moving behind the net and coming right out in front. Lindsman is out.
Here, great. Watch this play by Ray Bork. Now, this is where it goes for naught, but look at this. Ray Bork says, why not? No one's coming to me. I'm going in front of the net. Lindsman over there slashing and interfering, however. Now, he's got to bother somebody in front of the net. Just a little too vigorous that time.
Boston leads 1-0. Wesley the score from Lindsman and Talvin. Each team short a man. 15-17 left in the first period here at noisy Chicago Stadium.
What a great place to watch a hockey game from.
Janney is out with Joyce, with each team short a man. And Doug Wilson is on, starting the play out. It's up for Dennis Savard. He went offside. Delayed call. The Bruins have it. Joyce coming out. Joyce broken up by Wilson. Savard on it. He's on with Larmer. In a minute, it'll be a power play for Chicago. Right now, Doug Wilson, good offensive defenseman. Long kick-out save by Moog on the drive from the blue line. In front of the net, the Bruins take over. Wesley sends Janney away. Janney picking up Telvin, but they don't combine. It's kept in, though, by Wesley. Wesley along the line, trying to keep it in. Checked on the play. Still battling. Kept it in, but now Joyce has to wind up with it. Waits for Janney to clear. Can't move in on Doug Wilson. Larmer starts back, catching a defense change. Here comes Savard. Savard moving over the line, slides it in, but behind the defenseman who was moving in. That was Bob McGill. McGill gets it now, fires one that misses. At the left point, it is Doug Wilson keeping it in. Now it goes to Savard. Savard checked by Joyce. Puck floats back near the line, and a breakaway by Janney. One man back. Here he comes one-on-one. Goes for the backhand, and it's blocked. Keith Brown was the defenseman back. Wilson back for Chicago. They now have the power play. The long pass to Hudson is way offside as he tried to break in.
Unfortunate for the Bruins, although, you know, those plays happen. People get all excited about them, but really it's like, you know, you just never would have happened if it had not have been offside.
Doug Wilson, a one-time Norris Trophy winner. An injury in a game against the Bruins last year just wiped out his season, but a very talented defenseman.
You know, you take losing Doug Wilson, an all-star caliber. You got a guy like Thomas, he's out. Mike Keenan's got to say to himself, I had a lot of talent last year in this. There was a lot of talent in this club last year. Get them healthy. We'll see what we can do.
13:56 left in the first period. It's a power play now for Chicago. 39 seconds left on Lindsman's penalty. Mike Keenan behind the Chicago bench. And Jacques Martin was there on the left side, the former coach at St. Louis. He's the assistant coach. For the power play, they have Savard out there. Penalty killers for Boston, Casper and Burridge, with Bork and Peterson. And Bork has it inside the line. Drives it in deep. Brown and Wilson are the point men, trying to get it started here. Five is over on left wing. Savard, he can work free, does over the line, and he drops it for Brown all the way across for Wilson. Wilson's pass broken up by Casper, knocked into the stands, of the faceoff called. Down to 20 seconds on the Chicago power play, and Wesley the lone scorer of the game. Faceoff just inside the Boston line.
Casper's hustle. Cam Neely retrieving a pair of gloves, an extra pair. Stevie Casper's hustle is what made that play by Wilson look like he forced it. I don't think Doug Wilson thought Casper was going to get there as quick as he did.
Wilson is out. Nyland now joins Brown. Savard, 5, and Larmer. Casper on the faceoff with Savard. Batted around, Burridge with it, and he clears it. And the seconds tick away. We're down to 10 now as Chicago starts back. Nyland wraps it in wide of Andy Moog. Back there is Peterson trying to clear it. Kept in by Keith Brown. Gets it up to Larmer. Larmer across for Nyland. Nyland well in. Pass in front. Deflected wide. Never hit the net. Full strength Boston. Lindsman is back out. On the puck, though, Savard. So many moves. Drops it quickly for Vive. The shot. A kick-out save by Moog. Somehow, Vive did not get much on that. But he was 20 feet away, and he put it right on net. Nyland starts the play with Brown. 12:54 left in the first period. 1-0 Boston. Wesley the score, set up by Lindsman and Telvin. And Casper wraps it in. Bruins killed off that penalty. Not a complete one for Chicago. And around the boards, Dan Vincelette can't hold it. Telvin wraps it up. Now he's hit by Vincelette. Telvin on the boards. Checked again on the play. Battling to get it free. Can't do it. Sweeney battling. Vincelette keeps it in. Has Presley trying to get it in front. It deflects off the stick of Presley into the stands. Face-off called. And with the score, Boston 1, Chicago 0. Let's pause for this message.
It's back. It's going, gone. That's out of here.
This and every sunset is brought to you by Michelob, proud sponsors of night games everywhere. Shouldn't your night belong to Michelob? There are places in this country where the night can last for up to 6 months. Some guys have all the luck. Shouldn't your night belong to Michelob Light?
Murray on the face-off. It's to the right of Andy Moog. 1-0 Boston. 12:25 left in the first period. Manson back with Yorny on defense. Manson clears it in, knocked away. Going for it, Playfair. He's broken up. And the Bruins start it back. In the center ice. Pass to O'Dwyer. Shot missed on the short side. He fights now with Sweeney to keep it in. And Telvin fell down, or was he tripped?
Playfair, I think, got a piece of him going by, Fred. They had a little mix-up down here. But called Vince. Who's it now they got?
It is a penalty on Murray, his second of the game, for holding. 12:08 left in the first period. The Bruins with their second power play. The first one wasn't a complete one because of the penalty picked up by Ken Lindsman for interference.
Gee, that was a silly penalty by Murray. But you know, a lot of times you got a guy breaking by you, you're flat-footed or you're daydreaming and you're not thinking. Coach, it's a glaring mistake if he blows by you and gets a shot on net or even gets a goal on you. You look real bad. So a lot of the guys reach out, tug, hold, clutch, and grab. Got to fall down, though, or they won't call it.
And they are calling them closely. The puck is cleared by Ray Bourque. Brown fired it out. He's on defense with Nyland. Up front for Chicago, Mike Eagles, the former Quebec player. Here comes Lindsman over the line for Bourque. Bourque stops quickly, puts it in front. Crowder couldn't handle it for the shot, but has the puck. Crowder wheels it back, left point to Wesley, who missed it. Wesley has the lone score of the game, 1-0 Boston. Wesley starts the play. Wing to wing to Crowder, and the play ruled offside. Power play for Boston, 1:28 left on the penalty to Troy Murray. Bob Murray, the defenseman, we always used to distinguish them, but Bob is not with the team. And your good friend, Jeremy Roenick, was sent down to junior hockey the other day.
You know, when I heard that today, I was a little upset. Jeremy Roenick was told by the Blackhawk management that no way he would go to junior because he was enrolled at BC, Boston College, and he was going to play his college hockey out there. I think there was a little deception went on here.
Roenick out of their academy, a #1 draft pick for the Chicago Blackhawks, but he'll be up someday.
Oh, he will that.
Crowder into center ice. Power play for Boston. A lead for Lindsman. Lindsman going deep. All down on the play. Fighting for it. Brickley behind the net. And Crowder. And Bourque has moved in. Way in to get it. Work it free. Bourque controlling. Now gets it up to Andy Brickley. Back for Ray Bourque. In the corner to Lindsman. Out of Brickley. Would like to get the shot by Brickley. Lindsman works it free. Lindsman by a save. Brickley had it again. Tapped it in front. And it is cleared away. And fired out by Dirk Graham. Bruins came close. Brickley elected to pass after firing one. Back comes Crowder. And he takes a jolting hit by Manson. Didn't get him completely, but Manson was really lining him up. We're down to 30 seconds on the Boston power play. Bruins lead 1-0. Ray Bourque starts it out, picking up Janney now and Neely. The drive in, Waite missed it, going for it. Joyce reunited with Janney and Neely at the point. Galley kept it in just barely with Joyce. Joyce all the way across for Bourque. Further across to Janney. Janney trying to operate from that right wing position, has it. And they're watching him. A little closer now. He's holding. Its penalty is up. Janney has it. He realizes, he shoots, and it's off the pad of Waite and just wide. And going for it deep is Thomas. Can't move it out. Janney steals, tries to move in. Joyce with it, and it's wrapped up by Waite. Not really a shot. The puck drifted in, and Waite tied it up. 1-0 Boston, 9:55 left here in the first period at noisy Chicago Stadium.
See, that Craig Janney can do an awful lot standing still with the puck. I mean, there's a time and a place where you got to take the man's body. It comes back here. Now he gets the shot. That's just trickle wide now. That just barely misses the net. And you got Thomas gets in to get it, and he's just going to say, oh, get it out of here. But he doesn't put much on it, and Janney grabs it again. Now he's pretty well standing still. He stood up. Let's kick it over to Bobby Joyce, who just doesn't get a handle on it. Oh, you got to love to play with him. You're going to get a ton of chances.
The shots are 4 for the Bruins, 3 for the Hawks, 1-0 Boston. Peterson a drive, and he missed wide. And the puck kept in by Galley. Behind the net, Burridge with it. Burridge wheeling behind, trying to get free. Goes to the corner. Moves it in to Byers. Byers to Casper. Casper, watched by Wilson. Gets it to Burridge. Burridge, pass back, is knocked away to center ice as it was covered by Mike Eagles. Back for it goes Gary Galley. 1-0 Boston, first period. And the pass up, missed by Casper, goes all the way down wide of Waite. Wilson starts it out. Good one up the middle. A lot of open ice for Dennis Savard. Here he comes, flying. Drops it for Larmer. Moves in and scores! Larmer, a blazing shot. Set up by Savard to tie the game at 1.
Now you're going to find this is the direct result of the Bruins backed up and gave away the blue line. Both defensemen well inside the Bruins blue line. Now Larmer gets to drop it, fake it, and he's shooting from the top of the circle. Going to accomplish nothing. That hit a foot. You're going to find this isn't even a clean shot. I think it went off Talvin's foot. Went off some part of him. Andy Moog never got to pick it up. You can't give away that blue line. There was only 2 of them coming. You give too much respect to reputation, you back off. They're going to stuff it on you all night long. Can't let Stevie Larmer shoot from there.
9:10 left in the first period. We're tied at 1. That score by Larmer from Savard. Back comes Sweeney, a shot wide. Sweeney hustles for the rebound, can't get it. Playfair is checked by Telvin. Manson starts it back now with Yorny. In the center ice, Bruins break it up. Can't cut it back, though. Sweeney couldn't collect the pass. Yorny clears it in wide of Andy Moog. We're tied at 1. Wesley trying to move it out for Sweeney. Sweeney gets it away to center ice. O'Dwyer trying to move in with Lehman, but they can't combine at the line. Playfair gets it back for Hudson. Hudson wraps it in wide. Quickly on it, Don Sweeney. Sweeney, is rattled, and away comes O'Dwyer. A big hit by Playfair. That's why he's out there. Playfair really tagged Don Sweeney. Coming back, Ray Bourque gets back at Playfair. Parts him from his stick with a good jolting check. And back comes Ray Bourque over the line for Brickley. A shot in, a save by Waite. He's allowed to cover up with no Bruin in the immediate vicinity. And Bruins hockey on TV 38 will return after this message.
This joint is jumping. It's really jumping.
Jump into Burger King and say, and play triple jump checkers. It's easy to play, just like checkers, and easier to win, because every card can win if you make the right moves. Win up to $1 million instantly, or tasty food prizes, or collect to win a Carnival cruise, a dream house, or a Pontiac Grand Prix. Triple jump checkers. Every card has a prize on it, so every card can win.
I mean, this joint is jumping.
King me.
It is 1-1. Wilson sent Savard and Larmer away. Here's Wilson doing it.
Well, there's Burridge right on top of him, but that's a long way to make a play up to Savard. Now, there's only the two of them coming. Little tuck pass. You cannot drop your defenseman that deep. I mean, he can shoot the puck 120 miles an hour, Larmer. You can't let him shoot from 35, 40 feet away.
With a break in the action, let's pause for station identification.
This is TV 38, WSBK TV, Boston.
Face-off in the Chicago zone. 8:06 left in the first period. We're tied at 1. Glenn Wesley scoring for Boston. Steve Larmer for Chicago.
That's the 6th goal of the year for Steve Larmer. Off to a good start. Coached him in junior, Fred. He was a great junior, too. He spent a year in the minors before coming up to win Rookie of the Year.
And it paid off.
It paid off to send him. He was one of those players that need that year in the minors. Makes him just kind of adjust to the professional atmosphere a little bit better. Came right up and won Rookie of the Year.
Savard is out there with Linsman. Wilson takes over. Away on the left side for Larmer. Broken up. Wilson just fires it down. All the way to Andy Moog. And back for Don Sweeney. Sweeney is on with Ray Bork. Now winding up Linsman. A lead for Crowder. He hit him in the skate. Couldn't handle it. Larmer checks the play. Bork breaks that up. Back comes Crowder. Crowder looking for Brickley. It slides in on Waite. Waite hands it to Sweeney. Sweeney tried to set up Crowder and couldn't do it. Big interception by Dennis Savard on that one. Crowder would have walked right in. Ray Bork winding up in a 1-1 game. Drops it softly down to the Chicago end as the Bruins are able to change up. Mike Keenan doesn't go with set lines at all. Savard clearing in now. Andy Moog makes the feed up to Neely. Neely's pass stopped at center ice. Eagles lost it. Peterson trying to set a play for Janney. Stopped. Knocked away center ice and picked up by Eagles. Eagles over the line with Presley. Presley drops it off to Vancelette. Now Presley has it in the corner. Joyce is spilled. And the puck in front. Big save! Oh, a beauty on Vancelette. And breaking is Janney at center ice. Drops it away for Joyce. Came and fired. Great stop by Waite. Neely trying to bang it home on the rebound. Couldn't do it. And back comes Vancelette on the left wing. Skating hard. Checked by Galley. Taken to the boards. Fought for in the Boston corner. 1-1 the score. And the loose puck picked up by Janney, who made a beautiful play a moment ago to set up Joyce. Janney over the line. Going. Shooting. And it is blocked wide by Nyland. Deflected around for Vancelette. Good-looking rookie player. And now it's out to Presley. Presley drives it in wide of Moog. 6:15 left first period. 1-1 the score. Casper gives it to Telvin. Telvin away to Wesley. Wesley over the line. Drops it in deep for Byers on his off-wing side. Byers fights for it in the corner. Checked by Vibe. And Yorny, the defenseman number 8. Bruins get it. Burridge behind the net to Telvin. Telvin drops it out to Byers. Byers lost it. And it's cleared out the center ice. He never got control. Breaking now the dangerous Rick Vibe. Trying to move for a shot. Does. Blocked wide by Burridge, who covered back on defense. Hudson trying to center it. Can't do it. Slashing call here. A call by Bob Hall. Let's see who it's on. It's on the Bruins. They'll be shorthanded with the score. Bruins 1, Hawks 1. Will return to Chicago in a moment.
No matter what you do, baby, I'll be there for you. You can depend on me, yeah. There's no need for you to cry, 'cause I'll be right there by your side. You can depend on me.
New improved Kodak batteries last longer than ever. So when you need us, we're there.
You can depend on me.
Kodak batteries depend on us.
Now, slashing penalty here to Lyndon Byers. That was a bit of a long shift. You get caught out there. So often that happens. Randy Burridge tried to get in the puck. There's that gaily colorful colored Oregon here in Chicago.
Mighty Wurlitzer.
Mighty Wurlitzer. I like that penalty.
Well, I tell you, it thunders.
Yeah, Byers just got caught. Didn't get the shot away. Aggravated, went down the other end of the building and chopped somebody.
5:40 left first period. 1-1 the score. Casper draws it in deep, but Larmer going for it with Peterson. And it's kept in now by Vibe. Vive drops it back for Wilson. Wilson just gets it back to Vive. Vive looking for that shot. Bruins converge on him. He passes it off to Larmer. Larmer watched by Burridge. Slides it back to Brown. Brown over to Wilson at the left point. Now it's into Savard. Savard now gets it into Vive. Vive tried to set up Larmer instead of shooting on the net, and he had a marvelous opportunity to shoot. But it's kept in by Savard. Now into Vive again, sweeping it in the corner. Vive scores. A power play goal from Savard to make it 2-1.
Well, you just can't give a guy like that too many opportunities down low. You've got to take the point man away here in this power play. You're going to let him slide out of corners like this. Savard's going to tuck it back past Casper. He just redirects it. Not much anyone can do with that.
Rick Vive, of course, knows where the net is. 8 times 30 or more goals. 3 years, 50 or more goals. And a power play goal for Vive gives Chicago a 2-1 lead. Savard set it up. He's figured in both of their scores. The shots are even 6 apiece. That was the second time Vive operated from that position. The goal is Vive from Savard and Brown. Bruins coming back. Don Sweeney rushing, keeping it in, gives it to Bork in front, shot. Wait, look behind him. Save and a penalty on Chicago. Ray Bork, 15 feet in front, drilled it. Wait thought he lost it. Face-off call as Sweeney was hauled down on the play by Wilson. He's going out. The Bruins will have a power play. This indeed will be their third, the first one not a complete one. And as we talked earlier in the season, Derek, here is Bork. Look at this chance.
There's the shot. Now Bork gets this away. The rebound, Sweeney gets...
Waite didn't know he had it.
Gets hauled down for his trouble. Waite had no idea. Never saw it through the screen. That's the difference. Andy Moog didn't get to pick one up. Didn't hit him. So there's a lot of luck in this game, too, sometimes.
Wilson out for holding. 4:51 left in the first period. Boston down 2-1.
This is what Harry Sinden means, that where the power play is such an intricate part of a game. Got to get back. Chicago's power play works. Now the Bruins need one.
Telvin keeps it in. Telvin cross now on the left for Galley. Moves way in. Save. Score. Lindsman on the easy rebound as the net was wide open and the Bruins tie it up quickly on a power play. Lindsman from Galley and Telvin.
All the Chicago Blackhawks, all 4 of them fell back down on Waite. Allows Galley to tee it up right here. Not very far away, but nobody around to pick up Lindsman. Very sloppy penalty killing by the Chicago Blackhawks. 1, allowing that shot, and 2, nobody near Kenny Lindsman.
What you mean, the penetration of Galley? He was able to walk way in.
Nobody out there bothering the points, Fred, is what that point I was trying to make. You can't let point men in this league just walk in at will. And he was going to shoot it earlier and said, why should I shoot it? No one's coming to me. Pushes it a little farther. Now poor Jim Waite's got nothing to do. It's just a timing play.
And it is 2-2 matching power play goals. Back in the Boston end, Wesley with it. Lindsman scored the goal. He's figured in both of them. Wesley has the other one, and here's Brickley. Back for Lindsman. Lets it go, and Waite makes the save. Telvin fighting to keep it in. 2-2 the score. Telvin jams it up. That goal, Lindsman from Galley and Telvin at 15-18. 4:18 left in the first period. Bruins and Hawks are tied at 2. We have the face-off to the left of Jim Waite. Wesley and Lindsman scoring for Boston. Larmer and Vive for Chicago. The Boston line is Janney, Joyce, and Neely. Joyce reunited at left wing. Up to this game, he has played on the Lindsman line, but now he's with Janney and Neely. Telvin back with Wesley inside the Chicago line. With it, Nyland on the draw. Eagles going back. Vancelette, number 11 on left wing, has looked very good for Chicago, and he's over on the right wing side now, and the puck checked and bounces into the Chicago bench, and a face-off called.
You're right, Freddy. Tonight so far, he's really impressed, a lot more so than he did last year. He looked to be out of shape or something last year. Now he's just flying. Of course, he was played intermittent. You know, he was on and his dirt, back and forth. That really hurts your season. So far, he's flying.
On the faceoff, Joyce and Brown collide. Presley gets it away. Center ice stopped. Wesley, Telvin, Janney. Quick play, a lead for Neely too far. Waite slides it in the corner, and Janney is there to get it. Puts it behind the net to Neely. Neely in front, quick shot, score! Joyce from Neely and Janney, and the Bruins take a lead 3-2.
That was just what that line needed. That clicked that early. You reunite them like that. It was a good play. Neely took the original body out of the way. Janney back to Neely behind the net. Neely just turns around, a little pivot move. Bobby Joyce knows he's going to give him that move. Little slip and slide. Bang, far post. Right here, a little turnaround by Neely. Joyce getting loose. Going to shake off Presley and get right in front of the net, and bang. There you go. Good move by Terry O'Reilly, putting that line together like that.
Janney and Neely assist to the goal by Joyce, and it is 3-2 Boston as they come back with two quick ones, one a power play. Ray Bourque now to Casper. Casper slides it in. And back for it, Larmer, who has one of the two Chicago goals. 5 scored so far. Larmer trying to come back. Held off by Burridge. And the puck is kept in. With it right in front for a shot and a save now. Wilson a drive, and it's blocked. The defenseman, McGill, moves all the way in alone. Here's a break. Burridge trying to come back with Casper, and offside. Oh, it's the panel dislodged, and so they blow the whistle. Timeout for that. With the score of Boston 3, Chicago 2, we'll return with more Bruins hockey in just a moment.
Only 2 imports have enough room to be classified as large cars by the EPA. There's this one, the Rolls-Royce Silver Spur limousine, and this one, the Saab 9000. The people who buy this car pay others to drive for them. The people who buy Saabs never let anyone else drive.
Buy or lease one of the most intelligent cars ever built at your local Saab dealers today.
Well, the timeout was for a panel that came loose, and Derek Sanderson makes a point here.
Well, Fred, you know, the Bruins are breaking away 2-on-1, or at least a 3-on-2. Why does he call it? It's well back of the play. The play had already been up, and there's absolutely no danger. No player was around it. I think that's what Andy Moog's talking to him about. Why call it now? The Bruins had a good offensive thrust going. You say to yourself, well, when it gets turned around back at the other end of the building, as they come back up, blow it. When the player gets in the vicinity of the danger. So,
back to Walt Perkins in the studio, a preview of our first intermission.
All right, Fred, thank you very much. As you can see, Gord Kluzak is with us. He will be with us for some questions from our viewers tonight. Between the first period, you ready to take some questions in a couple minutes?
Sure am.
Okay, the phone number, in case you want to get on the phone early, 617-931-1038. So get on the phone now for your questions with Gord. That's coming up in the first intermission. Now back to Fred and Derek.
And we're ready now. That panel restored and ready for action here at Chicago Stadium. It is 3-2, the Bruins over the Chicago Blackhawks with 3:13 left in the first period. McGill gets it to Hudson at center and checked all the way by Casper. Casper takes him down. He's back up. He gets it, drops the pass, a breakout by Boston. It is Burridge into center ice. A lead for Byers, breaks in alone. And he is stopped by Waite. Just went in too deep. Byers sent in all alone by Randy Burridge.
A great pass by Randy Burridge. It was the pass that beats the defense. When Byers comes in, I think he's looking wide. He was just looking to get it by his foot. Linden wants to go. Now he puts his head on a pillow tonight back at the hotel. He'll be sick he missed this one.
Well, that proves that Chicago defense can be beaten. That was McGill over there.
Yeah.
They had him dead to rights. Wade came up with the block. 3-2, the Bruins lead. 2:55 left in the first period. The faceoff is to the left of Jim Waite. a rookie. Linsman is out. He's figured in 2 of the Boston scores.
Michael Talvin has an equipment problem. Everybody trying to get the water or the fog or mist off those visors. Oh, well.
You're right again, Derek. I thought Vincelette was a rookie, but he played last year.
Yeah.
He played in 69 games, and he had just 6 goals.
Yeah, he didn't. He wasn't your basic banner player. Like the type of guy you would watch all year, Fred, not know he was there.
But you remembered him. You were right.
Well, you know why? He's
Chalk
dirty.
one up.
He's chippy. He's a tough kid. When I was watching it, he had a couple of run-ins with Talvin last year too.
Linsman out with Crowder on the right, Brickley on the left. Talvin back with Wesley. Face off to the left of Jim Waite. Loose puck. Brickley, Crowder, Wilson there for Chicago. Brickley over to help out. And Savard in deep goes to Linsman. Out for Brickley. Brickley couldn't get the shot away. Gets the backhander and put it on. And Waite made the stop. And way back inside the zone. Bruins have to hold it out. Linsman was pinned in there by Savard. But that's a good play by Linsman. Keep Savard preoccupied behind the Chicago net. This clear is icing against Boston. 2:21 left in the first period. 3-2 the Bruins.
Joyce goal from Janney and Neely.
16-17. The time of that goal that sent the Bruins in front.
What impressed me, a little heads-up move there by Andy Brickley. He got the little turnaround there, Fred. Now, there's a goal scorer for you. Knew exactly what he was going to do. Didn't get a handle on it right away. So let's fake everybody. Let's do a little pirouette. Everybody thinks he's looking to make a play. He just rerouted it. Made the backhand on Waite. Waite just fortunately decided to fall at the right time, and it hit him. Good play by Brickley.
Eagles is out there now with Vincelette on the left wing and Presley on the right. O'Dwyer.
This is supposedly their checking unit.
O'Dwyer with Sweeney and Lehman, the Boston line. Sweeney in for the faceoff. Wins the draw, but Presley goes deep. Jams it up. Now it's poke free. O'Dwyer back, trying to come out with it. Checked by Presley, but works it out. And it goes to Sweeney. Sweeney over the line, trying to move in. Checked in the play by Yawney, the defenseman. He's from the Canadian Olympic team. Eagles there to pin it along with Lehman. And a whistle by Hall at a face-off to the right of Waite. Yawney against Sweeney.
What Sweeney doesn't accomplish in this is getting his stick loose. He doesn't get his stick by Yawney where he can get his stick back down on the puck. Never quite gets it by him. Now, he can't do anything with Yawney got a hold of it. So what's Bobby going to do but just kind of take it into the boards and hope for the whistle? That's holding, but they let it go all the time.
Yawney from the Canadian Olympic team.
Well,
I'm glad he let that one go, I tell you. They're calling too many penalties.
Well, I know that, Fred, but you got to say to yourself, well, a man in the National Hockey League can't get his stick back down on the puck. There's a reason for it.
Ken Linsman is holding it.
Somewhere.
Janney. Sweeney, a shot and a save by Waite. Janney on it, behind the net in front. Neely can't drive it on. And back comes Chicago. A lead for Vincelette. Open is Eagles, but they can't get it to him. And the loose puck is poked away by Joyce. Fed out of it by Bork. Cleared it down. Back for it is Gary Nyland. He's on defense with Brown. Long pass. Eagles was offside. His 2 feet were over that red line when he collected it. But they failed to call it. Puck is kept in. Batted around in the Boston zone. Goes to Neely. Neely forced to wrap it out. 3-2 Boston, 1:20 left in period number 1. Moe locks it. And the Bruins' Galley starts it out. Galley, center ice. Driving in. Deflects away to Nyland. Gary Nyland off for Larmer. Forced to make a quick clear out. As converging on him was Byers. They start to battle a bit, and Galley gets it behind the net. Wheels it around the boards, and Burridge out. A lead too far for Byers. Back for it, Wilson. Wilson a clear out. Long one, and Casper back, hustling for it, loses to Savard. Savard a shot. Beautiful save. Moog on Savard.
What a great save there. You got to figure Andy Moog's thinking everything's okay. Ever Sharp watches him right here. Stevie Casper, a little pickpocket by Andre Savard. Boom. Great shot. Great save. Man can shoot the puck.
But you have to look at shots. Boston has 13. Chicago has 7. Boston with a 3-2 lead. Face off in the Bruins' end.
Not Andy Savard either. Dennis Savard.
We all remember Andy. Did you say Andy?
Yes.
I don't know where Andy is. He was the coach last year and then bounced in Quebec.
Auspicious beginning. Ominous.
I believe he's coaching in the American Hockey League again. Hudson against Linsman. Face off to the left of Moog. Brown and Nyland on defense, and it looks to me like Mike Keenan is playing Brown, Nyland, Wilson practically the whole game.
So far, that seems to be. He's got Manson out there for the odd check, body check, or push somebody around, but
and McGill
quickly relieved. Him and McGill are quickly relieved, and you may not see him after Byers walked around McGill. You may not see him again for a while.
Brickley on the draw, gets it to Telvin. Telvin up the boards and out by Brown. Racing for it, Linsman and Nyland. Nyland trying to come out. The Bruins check him in deep. Linsman trying to poke it free, gets it. Linsman wheeling. Brickley. Linsman in front, backhander, couldn't put it on net. Good chance there briefly, but didn't come out on net. Brickley checking the play, but it goes to Nyland. Long shot, kick out save. Hudson able to keep the rebound in after Moe kicked it out. Telvin, quick pass up to Crowder, and he clears it away. We're down to 10 seconds left in the period, and Brown wraps it back in. Winding up is Telvin, looking at the clock, of course. Gets it away safely to O'Dwyer as the period ends. Boston 13 shots and Chicago 8 in that first period. And the Bruins in front by a goal after being down at one point 2-1. The score, the Bruins 3 and Chicago 2. Now back to Walt Perkins for our first intermission.
Okay, Fred, thank you very much. In just a minute, we will get the lowdown on Gord Kluzak's knee from the man himself. And it's Leominster against Medford in mini one-on-one. Stay with us.
Got all sorts of combinations now. In the first period, Savard centered Playfair and Larmer. Now he's got Savard with Vive and Larmer. All the eggs in one basket. Linsman deep. Crowder trying to come out. Chicago pressing. Linsman again. A long clear looking for Brickley. It eludes everybody. Back for it, Wilson. Brickley there to forecheck, and Wilson breaks away. Doug Wilson. Hard shot and a save by Andy Moog on the blue line drive. Back for it, Don Sweeney. Sweeney behind the net. Tangle up, but Bork gets it free to Brickley. Brickley able to clear it out. Rushing for it, Crowder and Wilson in the Chicago end. In the corner. Larmer back. He takes a hit from Bork. And they start to tangle, but Savard breaks free. He's over the line, trying to move in. The backhander and a save by Moog. What a rush by Savard with Bork trapped down at the other end. Savard, a screen shot in front. Bork, without a stick, makes a hand pass and gets the whistle. An alert play. Bork had lost his stick way down on the Chicago end, and he's yelling to Bob Hall.
I'm still trying to figure out why he came in and hit that guy. You know, he had Wilson kind of on the hook, but two forwards are in there, so he just decided to jump in, throw a body check on Larmer. But they had a great move by Savard to get around Wesley. Now, Wesley was dancing pretty good. He had a lot of movement. But Savard's so quick. Of course, Andy Moe gets to know pretty well what Savard's going to do. He didn't have much else he could do but try to get it up top blocker side to shut him down.
Eagles out there now with Vancelette and Graham on the wings, and the draw to Michael Telvin. 3-2 Boston just underway in the second period. And Telvin is tagged in deep by Eagles. An aggressive checking forward. And the faceoff called again.
I think
in the Boston zone.
Chicago Blackhawks are coming out a little bit more aggressive this period than they did in the first. I think they sense that caution to the wind here. I don't know.
Well, it looked that way from the line that he sent out. That's Larmer, Savard, and Vive. That's the scoring trio.
That's their big guns. Now, this is your defensive line. You know, with Vincelette only had 6 goals last year. You got a couple this year, I think.
Eagles against Janney to the left of Andy Moog. Fought for. Peterson trying to wrap it up. Vincelette checked in the play, kept in by Eagles, goes to Vincelette behind the net, off in the corner. Now tries the other side. Peterson heading right in, takes a hit, gets it up in the center ice, and Janney with it. Hits Neely with a good pass. Neely going deep now for Janney, breaking for the net. The backhander and a save by Waite. And Eagles starts back. Eagles slowed down by Bob Joyce. Good defensive work there. A hit by Galley, and Galley breaks up the play, starts it back over the line with Joyce. It doesn't work. Right back comes Eagles, losing. At the Boston line, Peterson knocked it away. 3-2 Boston. Opening minutes of the second period. Brown winding up for Chicago. A lost glove in the process. At center ice, Eagles trying to get a line change, taps it in the Boston end. Back for it, Wesley. In pursuit, Graham around the boards. Hudson able to keep it in. Aggressive work by the Chicago team. They are taking the body, so that keeps everybody awake. Yorny clears it in. Back for Telvin. And Telvin hit by Hudson. Hudson keeps it in. Passes across in front. And it's wide. Kept in by Manson. Manson around for Hudson. Hudson has it. Cuts in front. Shoots and scores. An individual play by Hudson. Came out of the corner and tied the game at 3.
Wow. I tell you, what it was just 2 big players, Playfair and Hudson. Right here, nobody takes Hudson. Stevie Casper goes wide. Lyndon Byers takes a shot at him, misses him, decks Stevie Casper. Watch Stevie right here trying to pick him up. Byers misses him, catches him a high stick in the head. Andy Moog down, 3-3 hockey game.
I tell you, the Bruins better start hitting back. I don't mean illegally. I mean making contact. Chicago
taking the body.
Got that goal. Mike Keenan, of course, had that Philadelphia team, and that line played just like the old Flyers, and they got a score.
Just big and strong, and they started moving people out of there.
And Hudson ties it at 3. This is a hitting game now established by Chicago in the second period. The goal by Mike Hudson. Manson and Yorny, the defenseman, assist.
This is by Manson and Yorny at 2:28.
And Sweeney moves it in, keeps it in with Telvin. Telvin for Sweeney. The shot deflected high by Brown and into the stands. And we'll be back with more Bruins hockey in just a moment.
New England in the 21st century.
Hello, John.
Oh, hi, John. Good afternoon. Let's take another look at that complex.
Certainly.
Centrex from New England Telephone will be helping you do amazing things.
What about a third, Cal?
Helping you combine voice, image, and data.
Numbers look good.
Centrex is such a clear path to the future.
Good. Go with it. We'll talk
It can help you starting now.
We're the one for you, New England. New England Telephone.
Part of the NYNEX family.
Mike Keenan has to be delighted with the work of Mike Hudson.
Hudson and Tony, Yanni there, and you had Manson, all the big guys in one shift. They just went out and raised a little havoc out there. The Bruins, the only one that tried to hit anybody was Byers, and he missed it.
And the faceoff taken by Sweeney. He gets it in the corner, trying to make a play, but he's ridden off, loses the puck, and Murray breaks it out. Murray, the clear-in, hustles in after it, and Telvin is back. Telvin ridden off on the play. Presley keeps it in, but Yorny can't contain it at the line. A break for Boston there. And Chicago very fast and aggressive here. Murray coming back again, hits Presley with this pass, and he is broken up at the Boston defense, and Sweeney is hurt. Don Sweeney down, took an errant stick. Manson, a long shot on Andy Moog from center ice. Sweeney, Don Sweeney back up, and they smash him with a wicked hit behind the net. Presley now is knocked down. Chicago belting everything in sight, and Don Sweeney took a wicked hit there. Steve Thomas, not that famous as a hitter, starting to fight. This is Mike Keenan is the coach when everybody knows him from Philadelphia. And he just sent him out and stirred it up in the second period.
That's all he's done. I'm watching Lehman and Thomas. Tommy Lehman just got to grab him. This game could get ugly, Fred, because the Bruins have got to wake up, and they're being hit too often by the Blackhawks without responding. That tells me the club is a little flat, a little full of themselves. And, you know, we don't really have to go overboard here. This is the Chicago Blackhawks. We're better. We went to the finals. You got to overlook that. You got to shake that. Don Sweeney right here loses the puck. That's the key. He's not looking. He gets belted by Steve Thomas, which is all part of the game. Completely legitimate check. Little high stick in front of the net with Bork not too happy with people out there.
Bork on Presley. So let's see how they call it. But the gloves and sticks down. The game is tied at 3. We have 16:28 left in the second period. We'll return with Bruins hockey on TV 38 after this message.
Well, my daughter was going off to college, and I was anxious. What if she needed something in an emergency and didn't have the money? I called the Citibank 800 number to see if there was a way that she could be allowed to charge on my Citibank Visa.
I told him I could do better than that. I could issue him a second card with her name on it at no cost.
What a help. Citibank Visa brought this father a little peace of mind.
Not just Visa, Citibank Visa.
Thomas and Bork in the penalty box. And now Presley goes in.
Presley's in there for really what, I don't know, outside of maybe a little chopping.
Well, we saw Bork tag him after Thomas hit Don Sweeney. Billy Ray, longtime coach here, former Montreal Canadiens player. And he looks pretty calm and cool, and I don't know whether he's still connected with the Chicago organization, but he did an excellent job.
He did.
In the Bobby Hull, Stan Mikita era.
He was responsible for all of that.
Thomas is getting the extra penalty, and that might be for charging.
Really wasn't a charge. Legitimate check. Unfortunate for Donnie Sweeney that the puck slid away from him, hit the side of the net. You got it for charging, all right.
And then Bork and Presley get matching penalties. The Bruins will go on a power play. Why, you simply know what Mike Keenan did between periods. He said Jay Miller isn't dressed for action tonight, and I think we can really outmuscle them. So let's get out there every line and outmuscle them.
Yeah, that they've got the hitting, that they got the shortage of fighters. The only one they got is, there's Stan Mikita. I think that's Jimmy Coral with him.
That's right.
Jimmy Pappin in the blue shirt, Cliff Coral in the white, Stan Mikita with the sweater.
Hey, they got plenty of brain power there, right?
They got enough National Hockey League experience for that crew.
It is a power play for Boston. Bruins have a power play goal. And the same for Chicago. Linsman is out with Crowder and Brickley, Telvin and Wesley. Most Chicago teams that we have seen here use finesse, led by Dennis Savard, but Mike Keenan obviously has changed things.
Well, he's changed at least that one lineup he can put out there. Manson's the big boy, and Yanni, and you got Playfair, the younger of the three. He's a big winger, strapping winger. Now Yanni's out there with Larmer and Savard. But what it is, those big men, Fred, skating, if you hustle, they're not very mobile. They don't get right on you in your end. It's not a type of attack he can use very often.
Dennis Savard had 2 shorthanded goals in a game the other night, and he's out there now. And you know what he's looking for.
The Blackhawks, he got 2 of them, but the Blackhawks got 3 of them.
And he had 7 last year. Here comes Linsman working it up. He can't move in. And Wesley forced to wind up. Now it's off for Telvin. He's over the line. His pass is blocked, though, goes to center ice. Larmer with it. Larmer is checked by Linsman and hauled down on the play. Fans don't like it. Bruins coming back into center ice. Brickley winding up. Brickley plays it to the corner. Crowder hustles in on Manson. Around the boards, it is Telvin able to keep it in with a good play. But can't set up Brickley. Manson on it again. Just trying to fire it out. Kept in by Telvin on another great play into Linsman in the corner. Trying to set up the power play. It's back to Wesley. Wesley for Linsman in front. Bounces away. Crowder scores! He had weight down. Takes a hit from Yanni, but Crowder makes it 4-3 Boston.
Right there, great play, but very calm, very cool. Like I said, you want to put Yanni out there, kill a penalty. I think that was a big mistake, just not mobile enough. Can't move across the crease. The puck bounces off a great play from Brickley to Linsman. Linsman across the crease. I think you're going to see that it chips loose. Keith Crowder can be happy no matter what happens.
I have never seen a Chicago team this aggressive. Crowder paid for scoring the goal. He took a wicked hit.
Well, he also took a lot of time to make sure Yanni has to cross. Now, you're going to watch Crowder. There's the pass by Wesley. A great play. Gets across to Crowder. Controls it. Now Yanni sees his mistake. Waits, then
Look
just
at that
high
hit.
sticks him. Just cross-checks him.
The Bruins get their second power play.
Well, Yanni just a cheap shot, high stick, well after the goal is what they got it called right here. He's going to finish Crowder off, top right of your screen.
.25 left in the second period. Linsman figures in his third Boston goal. Keith Crowder gets the score in the power play. Bruins are paying a price with that Chicago hitting. Pass up for Joyce, can't get it. At center ice it is Neely. Neely over the line. Neely gets by Eagles, overskates it, has it again, now gives it to Janney. Janney is checked by Nyland. They battle. Janney still trying to get it. Eagles back. He's jammed up with it. Janney for Galley. Great stop by Wade. Oh, what a save there. And right back comes Graham for a long one on Moog. Moog able to tie it up with Graham moving in looking for the rebound.
Dirk Graham, I don't know why, but he was thinking of shooting from that far out. Back in that other play, Gary Galley. Watch him come in here. He's got gets good wood, quick wood on it. Not good wood, he got quick wood on it. Got it up fast. Weight down, just a fast, good pair of hands. Picked it off.
Boston leads 4-3, 2 power play goals. As they move ahead in the second period after Hudson tied it up on a power play goal by Crowder, the assist to Linsman and to Galley.
Very positive sign. Is that the first? The Bruins, there's Jim Waite. The Bruins bouncing back after taking an early goal lead. Falling behind 2-1, jump ahead 3-2, 3-3, then back in the lead again. That's a club that's working. That's a club that's staying with their checks and doing things.
Graham has to take the faceoff. Eagles waved out on the draw. The Bruins trying to move it out. Brown checked it, jammed up on the boards. Vincelette covers it, and the faceoff called again in the Boston zone. Bruins lead it 4-3. 14:47 left in the second period. Their scores by Glenn Wesley, by Ken Linsman, Bob Joyce, and Keith Crowder. Linsman and Crowder's were power play goals for Chicago. Larmer and Vive and Hudson. Brown a shot deflected away. Neely trying to move it out. Telvin does. Back for it, Brown. Forechecking Janney. A long clear out by Brown with good forechecking by Boston. Wesley moves it up for Joyce. Joyce checked inside the line. Now breaks away from Graham. Up the left wing side. Coming over the line in deep. Trying to get away from Brown. Trying to center it. Can't do it. And the Hawks break it out. This is Graham leading the rush. Ex-Minnesota Twin. Broken up by Janney. Puck picked up by Joyce. Joyce trying it wing to wing. Over the line it is Janney onside. Trying to set up. Neely can't do it. And the puck is cleared away by the Hawks. Missed at center ice by Vincelette. And icing called on the play.
Wow, Craig Janney almost had Cam Neely in cold. Hit a foot.
Tickets for all Bruins home games on sale now at the Garden box office and at over 50 Ticketron locations throughout New England. Tickets may also be charged to MasterCard, Visa, and American Express by calling Teletron at 1-800-382-8080 or in the Boston area 720-3434. The Garden box office is open daily until 7 p.m. Ticketron outlets are open until 8 o'clock. Teletron is open weeknights until 10. Buy your tickets early. See what's brewing at Boston Garden. The Boston line is Casper, Byers on the right and Burridge on the left. Terry O'Reilly has made changes for tonight's action after 2 straight losses. Boston has outshot Chicago 16-13 at this point. Just about 6 minutes played in the second period. It is 4-3 Boston.
I'd see Stevie Casper get a goal, get himself started in the right direction. A lot of the penalty killing, a lot of the checking duty has been left up to Casper. A little offense out of this line.
Gary Galley has 2 assists in the game. Byers with it. Back for Galley. Galley a shot, and it hit Burridge. Bounces free. A hand pass called on Chicago, and a face-off again inside the Hawk zone.
How could that be a hand pass? It was the only one Blackhawk there got tied in his jersey. And he called that too, Fred. He didn't see it. He lost track of the puck and said, all right, I'll call a hand pass.
A break in the action. Let's pause for station identification.
This is TV 38, WSBK-TV, Boston.
There's Randy Burridge. Had three or four opportunities last night in Minnesota. Randy Burridge, a little snake foot at this point. Get him started, too. That whole line. Need big things from this line. It's a very intricate part of the Bruin Hockey Club.
Mike Hudson against Steve Casper. Hudson gets it for Brown. Brown hauled down by Burridge, and Burridge is going out. A hooking call. Murray works it over the line into the Boston end. As Don Sweeney touches it, it will be a power play for Chicago. With the score, Boston 4, Chicago 3. Let's pause for this message.
The Alabama International Motor Speedway at Talladega. 3 standard production stops. It's probably pretty unlikely you'll ever need a car that can go 132 miles per hour, day and night, for 62,000 miles straight. But just in case you do, there's only one that's ever done it. The Saab 9000.
Buy or lease one of the most intelligent cars ever built at your local Saab dealers today.
And a penalty on Burridge.
Here, right here, you're going to see hook Randy Burridge to the right of your screen, just pulled down. Presley, but, you know, you got to try to get away with a little bit, but, boy, they're calling everything pretty close.
And a face-off coming up to the left of Andy Moog. Savard is out. Larmer in 5. Wilson and Brown. A potent power play. Brown is broken up. And the puck cleared by Don Sweeney. Wilson starting the power play. For Boston, Sweeney and O'Dwyer. Driven in by Larmer. Back for it, Bork. Can't clear it. Wilson intercepts, moves, shoots. Deflected wide. And he was in pretty good position. Larmer carefully back to Brown. Along the line to Wilson, the left point man. Wilson into Savard. Back for Wilson. Lets it go and just missed wide of the net. Kept in by Larmer in a power play for Chicago. They trail 4-3. Larmer and Vive trade passes. I would like to have Savard operated from this point of view, the quarterback position, but it is Larmer back to Brown to Wilson. Slowly developing. O'Dwyer watching the play, and now Savard at the other side has it. Very tricky. Fakes, gives it to Wilson. The shot blocked by O'Dwyer and cleared. Giving Boston a chance to change.
Very heads-up move by Billy O'Dwyer. He anticipated that all the way. One-timed it when Wilson one-timed it. Billy was right there.
Over the line comes Larmer in the power play. Back to Brown at the right point. Up for Larmer again. Now it's over to Wilson. Wilson into Savard. Casper is watching him and Wesley. And Bork in front of the net. He closes. Swings it in front. And Vive, who scored on a shot like this, it has it blocked by Andy Moog. But Savard got it to him, and he swung it right on the net.
Boy, I'll tell you, that is such a one-time play, that quick turnaround. Rick Vive short-stroked it. The only reason he didn't get it. There's got to be something you can do about those two guys standing down tight on the net like that.
We didn't report it. Yorny and Crowder got matching penalties for that entanglement after Crowder scored the goal. Yorny high-sticked him.
Yeah.
You covered that, but Crowder was sent out too.
Yeah. That's what I mean. That's why I didn't mention it. What I said is nothing's going to bother Crowder. He got the goal, so he doesn't mind the high stick.
Savard stays out there in the power play for Chicago. The shots are 16 Boston, 13 for the Hawks. So they haven't put one on Andy Moog with 36 seconds left on the penalty to Randy Burridge.
That was just a save he made there, that turnaround. Why didn't he call that a shot?
It was on the net by 5. Kelvin
out.
trying to clear it. Can't. Brown kept it in at the right point. Wraps it behind the net. Savard there. Check. Kelvin with it. Kelvin picks the opening. And a penalty on Boston. Coming up here. Vive was spilled. Chicago keeping it. They'll go to a two-man advantage. Boston needs to delay. Now it's called 11 seconds with the two-man advantage as Vive stayed down for a long time. And Boston loses.
Kenny Linsman.
Another man to the penalty box. Linsman for tagging Vive. A two-man advantage for 11 seconds and a face-off in the Boston zone.
Here's a replay right here. Kenny Linsman, Rick Vive on the move. Bit of a dive by Rick Vive. Just took a little, well, but Kenny reaching out. Really, he can't really impede him with the stick. Rick Vive is scared. He can't be bothered. All Vive did was then take the hook and make it look like he was spilled. Heads up play by Vive. Caught Linsman there.
So the power play will continue. Vive.
Shades of Greg Louganis there in Rick Vive.
Savard is out with Larmer and Vive. Wilson and Brown. The Bruins get the draw. That's important. Peterson trying to clear it. Wilson can't contain it. And that will get the Bruins a man back before Chicago can set up the power play again. The man is back. It is Burridge as a penalty killer now. Bruins are still down a man. Bruins lead 4-3. Brown drives it in. And it's fired out by Ray Bourque after being blocked by Moog wide. Winding up Wilson on the power play. 1:30 left on this second one against Linsman. Larmer is over the line. Checked by Burridge. The puck loose. And the Bruins, Ray Bourque is able to clear it. Second time in a row. Burridge is replaced now. 1:15 left on the power play. 4-3 Boston. Second period. 11 minutes left in the second period. Bourque going for it. Trying to clear it. Wilson able to keep it in. O'Dwyer can't get it. Puck is kept in by Larmer. Cross and a shot by Savard and a save by Moog. A beauty as Savard was open. Off to the right of Andy Moog. Savard holds it. Larmer open way across. Wilson moving closer. They have to back off him. It's to Larmer. Tees it up and misses. And it deflects all the way out. And what a screaming shot Larmer has. We're down to 40 seconds on the Chicago power play. Almost halfway through the game. 4-3 Boston. Wilson for Savard, who stays out there. He gets it off now on the left wing side. Kept in by Yorny, who's back at the point. Yorny keeps it along the line. The shot in front picked off by Moog with heavy action in front. Steve Thomas is out there on the power play. And Vince Gillette. 24 seconds left on Linsman's penalty.
You're going to have Yanni right here. Presley gets it back to him. All he's looking to do is really, this is a wrist shot pass. Looking for somebody to tip it because it was well off the net. Thomas just never got there. Al Peterson took good care of that.
Boston leads 4-3, 10-14 left. Here in the second period, Boston goes by Wesley. Linsman a power play. Bob Joyce, that was in the first period. For Chicago, Larmer and Vive a power play. In the second period, Hudson tied it. Crowder a power play put Boston in front. A draw to Telvin. Can't clear it. Wilson kept it in. Murray hit on the boards. Burridge able to clear it. Casper down to forecheck. 10 seconds on the Chicago power play. Wilson can't set up the play with Murray. Intercepted and cleared by Wesley. That should just about do it on Linsman's penalty. 9:50 left in the second period. Puck floats to center ice. Now back to Wesley. Bruins back at full strength. Brickley gets it over the line. Crowder. Brickley, shot deflected. Wide of Waite. Oh, that was on the mark, but just deflected by Brickley. Brickley steals inside the line. Clips it in deep. Crowder going for it. Losing to Wilson. And the Hawks able to clear it out. Galley stops it for Boston. Can't set up Brickley. A collision, Murray and Crowder. Back of the Boston zone. Sweeney takes over. He's on with Wesley. Gets it to Brickley. Brickley, Wesley, up over the line to Linsman. Linsman across for Neely. Neely fires, tough angle, a shot blocked. Brickley keeps it in. Brickley trying to drop it in front. Checked by Brown behind the net. Neely there too with Manson. And a whistle for a face-off. 8:56 left in the second period. 4-3 Boston. Bruins hockey on TV 38 will return after this message.
There's a vacancy at the Bates Motel.
Norman, is that you?
No, it's Buzz McKenzie, and it could be you. Look for this display and enter Bud Light Psycho Sweepstakes to win a Bud Light party with Buzz McKenzie at the Psycho Mansion. You can even get a mug like Spud's at participating retailers. Wow!
That Spud is so cool, it's scary.
Looks like Byers and Manson, maybe.
Byers and Manson. What had transpired was after the check in the corner, Manson kind of cheap shotted Neely. Wanted to start something with Neely. Neely said, no, the heck with it, and he walked away from it, and they changed lines, put out Lyndon Byers. So, Byers took a shot at Manson. Let's see how they call it. Probably just 2 each for roughing.
8:56 left in the second period. Boston in front 4-3. The faceoff will be in the Hawk zone.
Timekeeper looks like Jonathan Winters.
Does he not? Yeah.
Does he not? Jonathan Winters back there keeping the time, sure.
Well, nothing funny about this game, I tell you. This is all serious and hard hitting.
Not sociable at all. Chicago's out here playing a very dedicated game. Byers got the hook now for instigating. What is that? Both of them. Byers not thrown out of the game, is he?
That's where he's gone. Out of the game.
Number 34, Lyndon Byers. 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike conduct. And
10-minute misconduct.
Yeah, he's finished for the period.
Not the game. 2 minutes unsportsmanlike conduct matched by Manson's, and then a 10-minute misconduct. So the teams are at full strength.
And Manson got the same. Now they're going to change it. The referee heard. 2-minute penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct. That's at 11:04.
Bob Hall over talking things over and
trying to figure this out. Byers, 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike conduct, a 10-minute misconduct penalty, and a game misconduct penalty. He did get a game. 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike conduct at 11:04.
Bruins keep it in. And a shot by Bork goes high over the head of Waite in the corner. Fought for Nyland and Neely. Nyland's lost his stick. If Neely can get some position, Hudson is over there. It's kicked away by Nyland. Waite trying to clear it away. The Bruins trying to capitalize with Nyland without the stick, but they can't do it. And Graham clears it out. He is on with Hudson. Hudson right after Ray Bork. It's up to Sweeney in the center ice. Knocked away by Brown. Picked up by Bork. Bork to Janney. Janney to Joyce. Good play to Neely. They break in. The shot is a missed the net. Great chance there. Joyce and Neely coming right in. And the puck is cleared out now by the Hawks. Vincelette broken up at the Boston line. Janney right back with Joyce. Joyce over the line. He has a goal. Tries the backhander. It's blocked in front. Trickles in on Waite. And he's able to tie it up as Neely tried to press on Dirk Graham.
Cam Neely really wants to get going, get started here. He's having some trouble getting loose. Everybody knows how good a hockey player he is. Cam Neely's just kind of looking for openings, not getting the puck when he wants it, or, you know, he's not ready for it when it does come to him. And in some situations that he's just being frustrated on. Bobby Joyce tried to get something on that backhander, hit the stick. Now, Neely just out of the play, just slightly, but Dirk Graham picked him up from the blue line and was not going to let him go. So everyone's really paying attention to Neely offensively. He's going to have to give it that extra effort.
8:05 left in the second period, 4-3 the Bruins. Sweeney is out with Lehman and O'Dwyer. And here comes Vive, checked by Wesley at center ice. And spill for Chicago. The puck goes to O'Dwyer, and a penalty coming up on Boston.
Tommy Lehman, I think.
Hall is totally trapped on calling what you have to say inconsequential penalties.
Anybody that falls down, he's calling a penalty.
And with the score, Bruins 4, Hawks 3. We'll return with more Bruins hockey in just a moment. See what he's calling on Larmer.
Giving Stevie Larmer an equalizer.
An equalizer for sure. He probably just brushed Moog with the stick going by.
Cheap shot, gonna call you on that, none of that stuff. But let's see how it works. A lot of the fans have complained about the high sticks, have complained about cheap shots and rough play.
Well, this is Vive going in.
Let's see if you can, let's see if we could get Vive doing something here, trying to bother somebody. Now you got Vive right in front of the net backing in. He doesn't have to back into Moog.
Look at Moog moving towards him. That's
Andy Moog, just great play by his part.
Savard almost broke in then. Each team short a man, and now partial breakaway for Boston coming is Burridge. Burridge shoots, and Waite makes the stop and hangs on as Burridge had a partial breakaway. Each team short a man.
They said Stevie Larmer, why he was had to go to the minors, was he wasn't fast enough out of junior. Well, Randy Burridge, as quick as he is, he never got to pull away from Larmer. And Larmer, it's a good play that he got back as Randy was coming in. Had to shoot it from well out, though. He'd have got checked.
Face-off coming up in the Chicago zone, 4-3 Boston, 7:29 left in the second period. Terry O'Reilly has Ken Linsman and Andy Brickley out there. Linsman has 2 assists and a goal. And the goal, a power play score. Ray Bourque is on with Don Sweeney. Savard out there with Murray. Wilson and Brown. Wilson and Brown are playing practically the whole game.
I tell you, you're looking out there a lot of times, and you're going to see 24 and 4. That's their numbers respectively. I don't know. He can't have much depth.
Bourque takes the face-off, gets it, shoots, save, wait, Ray Bourque. What a play on the face-off. Linsman tossed out, and Ray Bourque almost scored. He just fought for that puck.
Did he ever? He shook everybody up with this. Well, maybe Ray Bourque should take more face-offs. But really, you don't know what Savard doesn't know what Bourque's going to do or is capable of doing. Just jumped on a loose puck. Savard actually won the face-off.
And another face-off call. Of course, Linsman back, reinstated. Ray Bourque started that last year, taking some face-offs when Linsman.
Very good at it. Ray Bourque is a very strong pair of hands, and I think that's probably the key ability to win in draws is a strong, fast pair of hands.
How many times in all the face-offs you've seen do you can see the center wheel and get a clean, clear-cut shot on, as Ray Bourque did then. Waite made a good stop. Murray, Linsman. And Brown has it for Chicago. 7:18 left in the second period. 4-3 the Bruins. Go-ahead goal, Keith Crowder in the power play. Brown allowed to run in, and his Savard coming back and misfiring. Took that off the boards and went flying in and misfired. A break for Boston. And Savard isn't going to do that too often. Brickley around for Bourque. Bourque intercepted by Wilson. Wilson right back for Savard. Fails to handle a pass in front. Linsman trying to move it out. Check. Brickley runs into Hall and lost the puck. Hall blocked him, and Savard keeps it in. Stick handling. Weaving. Still going. Still going. Holds it. Back for Wilson. He's checked on the play by Linsman, who lost his stick. Brickley comes out. Brickley drops it in so Boston can change up. Each team short a man. 6:30 left in period number 2. 4-3 the Bruins. A lead. Presley prevents icing. Telvin trying to get the puck. Oh, wait a minute. He does not. The linesman says no. Telvin touched it first. The Bruins will take that.
But he got Hall getting in the way there. Got the right foot mistaken for the left foot. Couldn't get out of his own way. Checked him for 2 Bruins in a row. There's the shot wide. Now in comes Savard off that wing. Just too much wrist on it. He's a little howdy-do. Gets a little fancy here, Savard. Right here, I'd have tried the turnaround shot, but he decides to dump it off to Wilson. Could have been dangerous.
Now the face-off coming up to the right of Waite. Gianni on the draw. Slips it right in front, and Neely couldn't get the shot away. Just checked on the play. Beautiful face-off maneuver by Gianni. Now it's back to Wesley for Neely. Neely cuts away, moves in, scores! Cam Neely drilled that one with a hard wrist shot from Wesley to make it 5-3 Boston.
You're going to find on this original play, I tell you, there's a lot of guys not going to understand how hard, it was for Neely to get this away, but Mike Eagles was all over Neely. Now he picked him up a second time. He just muscled him here. He happens to hit, Neely hit Manson in the back of the leg. You're going to get a break. You're going to see if this hits Manson. Going over to pick up his man right off the old rear end. In she went. Break for Cam Neely. That's good. That'll get things started in a positive vein.
All I said was a hard wrist shot.
It was hard.
I didn't diagram it.
Right.
It is 5-3 Boston.
Poor Manson. That's hard enough. He won't be sitting down for a while.
Each team short a man as Gianni starts from the Boston end. Looking for a pass. Telvin gets it now for Neely. Neely's pass blocked. And Boston briefly a power play. Ever so briefly, though. They lead 5-3, the Bruins, and Bork breaks on the chance. Bork over the line for Gianni. Back for Bork. He wasn't ready for it. Kept in by Neely on a good play to Joyce. Joyce in the corner. Joyce behind the net started. Now drops it back. Gianni with it. Gianni off Galley, walks way in, a country mile, and it's blocked. Gianni slides it in. Joyce has it. Penalty coming up as Neely was knocked down. The Bruins dominating the play in the Hawk end with a 2-goal lead. We'll return to Chicago Stadium for more Bruins hockey in a moment.
At least 4 years.
He's a driver.
All right, call him, sir. I'm going to get a chest tube. He's really not living here on that side. We might have to intubate him. I think there might be some fractured ribs.
I looked at his KUB and I didn't see the solo shot.
Well, that's right.
Into the abdomen.
All right, let's get full upstairs. Do we know if the patient was wearing a seatbelt?
This is where she was hit, and I think there's air here in the mediastinum.
Dr. Harry Selker has worked in emergency rooms and hospitals for 12 years. Maybe that's why for 12 years he's driven Volvos.
Brown is out. Bruins power play.
Well, just talking off the air, referees don't seem to care. They don't seem to match it up like they used to. They give you 3 or 4 in a row. Doesn't matter what the score is. I like that aspect of it. Bruins there, the Blackhawks had 3 power plays in a row.
On that goal by Neely, the assists go to Gianni and to Wesley. So it is 5-3 Boston with 5:23 left in the second period. Linsman and Murray. Power play Boston. Linsman with 2 assists and a goal. Linsman holding. Now back to Bork. Fires. Deflected wide of Waite. And Savard clears it out. The Bruins are well aware of Savard's capabilities shorthanded. But Bork rushes over the line. Now in deep. Crowder going for it. He has a power play goal. Crowder for Brickley. For Crowder. Gets it back for Wesley. Now to Bork. Hits it on the go. Deflects high. Picked up by Brickley. Brickley wheeling in the zone. Back to Bork. Now to Brickley. Brickley. Now to Linsman. Wheeling. Bruins in a power play. Linsman holding and losing. And Galley covers it. Center ice. Linsman starts back. 1:10 left on the Boston power play. This could be a big one for Boston. Bruins lead by 2.
They're passing the puck. They're not skating, though.
Bourque starts back. 58 seconds left. Bourque over the line for Brickley. Andy drops it for Bourque. Bourque is in the corner. Holding. Watched by Manson. Now it's back for Janney, who just came on. Slides it to Bourque. In. Shot. Blocked. Kept in by Galley. Turnaround shot. Blocked. Neely digs it free. Shot. Save. Wait. Boy, Neely whipped that one off. Another good wrist shot from 20 feet out.
That was a good play by Cam Neely. Getting his chances now. He's working a little harder. Digging in the feet. Picks it right out of a group of... Right here, he's going to snap around, take his just strong pair of hands, muscles it away from Yanni, too. Snaps it off, Waite's down, just happened to beat him. Here's what Jimmy Waite's going to see. Not much, just at the right time. It just happened to hit him. Neely puts it on the corner. Waite's going to have a lot tougher time getting a hand or an arm to it.
5 different players have scored for Boston. Wesley, Linsman on a power play, Joyce, Crowder on a power play, and Neely. Larmer, Vive, Hudson for Chicago. The draw back on the line. Bruins keep it in. Wesley. Wesley fires off the right shoulder of Waite, pops in the air, and missed by Neely and scored by Telvin. Telvin puts it in on the power play, and the Bruins lead 6-3.
What a great shot by Glenn Wesley. You want to talk a heavy shot? As Savard shoots that puck down the ice. Right here's the replay. Watch it in the air now behind him. Neely tried to kick at it. He kicked it. It wouldn't count. Now you got Michael Telvin gets on it. Watch this shot just drifting. Hit him in the right shoulder. In the air, he's lost it at this point. Neely misses it. Actually, Waite shoveled it out to Telvin. If he had just kind of held on with it, he'd have been all right. But a little bit of a Keystone Cops there. Boys running around trying to find a bouncing puck.
Boston leads 6-3, a power play goal. They have 3 power play scores as Mike Keenan looks on. Well, the rough stuff kind of faded. You can't play it rough now. You're down by 3.
Well, what he did is he woke the Bruins up by playing it rough. You can't you're not going to scare the Bruins. That's silly.
Bruins
hit him, you're going to wake him up.
Trying to come back. Casper is hit on the boards. Retaliates. Burridge trying to get in. Oh, it gets rough and chippy now. And the Hall standing off and trying to look at this and see what he'll call.
Well, he's got Playfair out there and Yanni. He's got a couple
he's going for it, isn't he?
A couple of gorillas and Sutter. And...
Let's get mad, says Keenan. We're down 6-3. Of course, he has played the finesse men, the Savards, Wilson, Brown.
So they can't stand up.
And
he had to use Manson and Yanni for killing that penalty. And that's...
Boston leading 6-3 after Hudson tied it up.
That shades of desperation.
And let's go back to Walt Perkins in the studio. A preview of our second intermission.
All right, Fred, thank you very much. Coming up in our second intermission, we will update the scores from around the rinks in the NHL tonight. We'll get Gord Kluzak's opinion on the Adams division this year and who will be tough and who won't be. But right now, let's go back to Chicago, where Fred and Derek will conclude the second period of action.
Well, we scored in power plays. The Bruins have 3 power play goals. And Chicago failed to score on 3 opportunities in this period. That turns a game around.
That does. And that's what Sinden means when he talks about what a power play can do for you at the right time. You get one to go out and click. You get a power play to go out and just really harass the other team. You let them think that, wow, you're all over them like, a lawsuit. You got to understand that it's going to destroy your confidence a little bit.
Well, Dwayne Sutter gets the penalty for roughing, and the Bruins are on another power play. Wesley is rattled in deep by Graham. Oh, Playfair it is. Playfair really banging around, and Bruins break it out. Here comes Linsman over the line. Linsman off on the right for Crowder. Has to go behind the net. Just too deep on the play. Drops it for Wesley. Wesley drops it in deep. Another penalty coming up on Chicago. And here's Crowder in front. Shot and a save. Wait. Another one on Chicago. A slashing call. Well, Keenan is making it ridiculous.
Well, I don't think they're being sent out. You read the paper prior to this game. What Mike Keenan commented about his Blackhawks was that they showed no discipline and they were very selfish. And what he meant by that was getting chippy, stupid penalties. had amassed, but Hartford got quite a few four power play goals on them.
Well, a slashing call on Manson. The Bruins' next game, TV 38, Wednesday night, 8:30, when they face the Winnipeg Jets. Join Derek and I for all the action live from Winnipeg Arena. Bruins and the Jets, Wednesday, 8:30 here on WSBK TV 38. It is a two-man advantage for Boston for a minute 29, and they could virtually close out the Hawks in this one now. They have a 6-3 lead. You never feel that secure with a player like Dennis Savard around.
Not him and Larmer and Vive. They just can score too many times.
But it is 6-3 Boston after Hudson tied it in this second period. And Chicago came out with, shall we say, plenty of vigor. The Bruins retaliated with goals.
What have they thrown on the ice? Glass?
Terry O'Reilly.
Somebody fired a bottle down there. There's a classy club right there. One thing about this building, they're enthusiastic fans, but they got a few jerks really ruining for all of them, throwing bottles on the ices.
Well, imagine throwing it in the zone where your team is protecting.
Asinine to do it to anybody.
That, in that area, I didn't see it thrown, was relatively near Jim Waite, the goaltender. But the Hawks are picking up ridiculous penalties now, and the Bruins will have a two-man advantage for a minute 29 with 3:11 left in the second period, and Boston leading 6-3. The last goal scored by Michael Telvin, one of the assists going to Glenn Wesley, as Wesley has spiced up the attack, and in his second year really moving
the puck and skating with tremendous authority out there. Fred feels confident, knows when to go. The only times that he's broken and got caught was a bad pass. Somebody didn't get the puck to him, but he knows when to go, and he's gonna form into a Paul Coffey, Ray Bork type defenseman.
And for Boston, 6 different players have scored. We still have the delay. The last one by Telvin. And of the 6 goals, 3 have been power play scores. And it stands 24 shots for Boston to 16 for Chicago. In this second period, the Hawks have mustered 8 shots. Andy Moog unusually playing way out of the net, just 20 feet inside the blue line. In case the puck goes back there, he wants to knock it up quickly to center ice. Janney with it. Janney holding in the corner, swings it back to Bork. Savard after him. It's up to Janney again. Brown, Graham in front, back to Bork. Cross for Wesley. Wesley watched by Graham. Now Bork.
It's only one
by Savard.
One man down low. That should be easy enough to beat.
Here's Janney over the line. Lost it on his dribble. Wade is able to clear it up. The board's not out. Bork keeps it in. Bork moves to the corner. Janney covers at the point. Now to Wesley. Wesley trying to put it in front. Neely trying to get it. Dial shot. Score! Neely! Oh, he blocked that pass. Put the puck down and drilled it home for a power play goal to make it 7-3. Neely's second of the night.
Oh, he made no mistake. No way Neely got fancy with this one. Once he comes in, Bob Joyce clears the way out for him. Just snaps it off. Head reached the back of the net. Right here, knocks it down with his hand. Right there, his body takes him past it. Brown misses it because Bobby Joyce nails him. Cam sees a second shot at it. Just drifts it home.
And now it is 7-3.
Neely get the hat trick, get things started for him. That's great.
Mike Keenan looks on. Looks cool.
What else can he do?
1:16 left on Manson's penalty. It's still a power play for Boston, as the Bruins have scored 4 power play goals of the 7. Neely getting that one. 2:27 left in the second period. Galley fires in. Crowder in for it. He has a power play goal. Kept in now behind the net by Brickley. Brickley to Linsman. Waiting for Telvin to set up all the way across for Galley, who moved right near the net. Galley has it behind the net. Swings it off for Linsman. The lone point man is Telvin. His shot blocked in front. Bruins battle to keep it in. Good work. Nyland broken up by Lindsman. Brickley back to Galley. Brickley again for Galley. Over to Telvin. Telvin holding in the power play. Gets it to Galley. Galley for Brickley. Brickley in front. Didn't work. Presley clears. 1:40 left in the period. 7-3 Boston. 25 seconds on the power play. Brickley coming back left wing side. Clears it in. Locked. Wilson fires it out. Wide of Moog. Back is Galley. Galley swings it around to Telvin. Penalty almost up. Bruins break it out. Casper into center ice, and he is stopped by Vincelette. Wilson with it now. Boston with a 4-goal lead. Wilson clears it. Manson is out. Full strength Chicago. 1:05 left in the period. And Casper breaks it up at center ice, so Wilson has to start again. And a mock cheer from the crowd as they announce 1 minute left in the period. Good play by Sweeney. Broke it up. Sweeney is over the line. Back for Burridge. The shot. Save Wade, who has a knack of looking behind him when he makes the stop. Burridge put that on. Murray just fell down at center ice, and he gets another mock cheer. 38 seconds left in the period. 7-3 Boston. Sweeney able to clear it out. 30 seconds left. Wilson coming back. Over the line now for Vive. Rick Vive holding in the corner. Drills it around the other side. And the Hawks get it. In deep for Vive in the corner. Vive hit by Bork. Knocked down. Back up. Murray battles. Casper there. 10 seconds left. 9, 8. Bork gets it. Around the other side. Not out. He's kept in by McGill. Now to Murray. Murray in deep. The period ends. And a very productive one for the Bruins after Chicago tied it at 3. 4 unanswered goals by Boston. They've outshot Chicago 26-16. With the score, Boston 7 and Chicago 3. We'll have intermission highlights in just a moment.
All right, Fred, in just a minute, a quick check of the other games around the league tonight and more Q&A with Gord Kluzak, so stay with us.
And it is 7-3 for Boston. 2 goals by Cam Neely. That second one, really a great play.
Great play by Neely. What he did is he picked it up from Wesley. That was the smartest play in the whole series, where the flip-in pass from Wesley to Neely. And you're going to see, you know, once it gets going, you got to get her going. There we go. Little pass, Bork back to Wesley. Wesley just gets it going in the air. Neely coming out to meet Wesley, puts his hand up. Young players, keep an eye out there. When you can get that puck down on the ice with your hand, get it down. Bobby Joyce took Brown out of the play, slapped it to Neely, and Neely made no mistake firing it home.
So that is 2 goals by Cam Neely to pace the attack. There it is, drilled by Jim Waite. And it is a 7-3 lead for the Boston Bruins after 2 periods of play. So Chicago, I guess, is going to come out hitting. We'll see what happens.
Well, if you think they should, they know they tried that in the second, woke the Bruins up. I think they'll go around the league. Don't do that with the Bruins. Play, you know, you're going to have to just take the puck.
And we have Peng in goal for Chicago now. Darren Peng, who is a candidate for Rookie of the Year last year, replacing Waite. And that can very often lift a team. And the Bruins leading by 7-3, ready for action now. They've outshot Chicago 26-16 through 2 periods of play. For Chicago, Savard is out there with Vive and Larmer, and it'll be all out for them. Bork trying to clear it out. Lindsman does. Flipped right back in by McGill, who's played very little on defense, but he's out there with Wilson. Bork to Lindsman to center ice. That's an offside pass to Brickley, and a face-off just inside the Boston line.
You know, Fred, what this goaltender change constitutes is nothing more than a move by Mike Keenan to kind of pick the hockey club up. It isn't that Jim Waite could be faulted really for soft goals, or it wasn't a bad night. It was just that the Bruins had some key opportunities from close in and beat them. Try to shake the club up a little bit.
Lindsman knocks it to the Hawk zone. Back is Wilson. Lindsman forechecking, but it's away to Savard, and Savard is bumped immediately. Now Wilson intercepts a Lindsman pass, breaks back, fires, kicked into the stands by Andy Moog as Wilson fired that from outside the blue line. But a beautiful job as we look at Harry Sinden on the left and Tom Johnson on the right. They're up at the press box and smiling. Harry was not smiling last night.
No, that's the first time I've seen him smile this road trip.
Oh, no, he told me about playing at the Edina Country Club.
Oh, yeah, so he was, yeah, and they didn't invite me.
He had a good score. Yeah. Well, you can play in St. Louis. Last week I played a Pro-Am at Hyannisport, and Don Chase down there gave an exhibition. He's a 7 handicap Hyannisport of how to play the game in the wind. 35-mile-per-hour winds. Beautiful job. Puck cleared down by Neely now, all the way to Darren Pang, smallest goaltender in the league at 5'5". Very effective for Chicago, though, but Keenan gave the assignment to wait. Manson starting out. Vincelette broken up by Janney. Can't capitalize on it. Telvin moves up to keep the play at the Hawk line. Vincelette winding up now. The best defense, that good forechecking. Vincelette gets free. Clears it in, and they hustle in. Back first, it is Telvin. Around for Neely. Neely checked. Puck kept in on the boards by Graham. Telvin battling for it. Off to the right. And Bruins dig it free. Janney with it in the center ice to Neely. Neely picks up Joyce. Goes it alone now over the line. The Bruins want a quick changeup. And Neely slides it in. Opening minutes of the third period. 7-3 Boston. Vincelette back. Hawks are doing that. They clear it in, and Presley in to get it. Back to intercept his passes. Casper, and Casper clears it out quickly. Hawks aren't being a bit fancy. Just driving in and hustle in. Now they're over the line with Presley on the left wing side, and Galley is after him. In the corner, fought for. Goes free to Galley. Galley up the boards to Brickley. Brickley doesn't clear it. Kept in now by Thomas, Presley, Nyland. And out of it comes Thomas. Thomas holding, wheeling, shooting. Picked off by Andy Moog. It was wide, but it shows a very quick glove.
Great glove from a great shot. Steve Thomas, he can pick this. He can shoot that puck. He had the bad shoulder there a little while ago. He's fully recovered. Waits, tees it up, a little wrist shot, and whoa. Great save by Moog. Might have been a little high, though. But it's nice to be able to think you can get your hands on something that hot, that fast. Makes you feel good about your catching hand.
Now Mike Hudson, he has one of the 3 goals for Chicago. On the draw, Sweeney wins it. In the corner, the Bruins get mixed up with it. Bork goes banging in, knocks down Playfair. Fought for by Don Sweeney and Bob Sweeney. Chicago with it, and it's back to Wilson for a deflected shot, and a great save by Moog on that one. Kept in by McGill, broken up, and O'Dwyer clears it. Another good stop by Andy Moog on the drive as this pass is ruled offside, and Chicago just drilling that puck from everywhere.
Chicago's just trying to get something going here. They need what the Bruins needed the other night, a quick goal or two, get themselves back in this hockey game.
Boston with 4 straight goals in that third period for the 7-3 lead. Crowder from Lindsman and Galley, a power play. Neely from Wesley and Janney, full strength. Then 2 power play goals. Telvin from Neely and Wesley, and then a power play goal by Neely from Galley and Bork. 7-3 for Boston. Last 4 scores to make it 7-3 after Chicago had tied it up. Terry O'Reilly behind the Boston bench in the opening minutes of the third period. Bruins staying on top of the Hawks, who take some time now as Rick Vive gets a new stick. Savard out with Vive and Larmer. Lindsman with Brickley and Crowder. And Lindsman has picked up 3 points in the game, and Wesley has 3. Bruins keep it in. A pass over for Crowder. Broken up by Larmer. Bork checks Larmer. Bork breaks it up again, and it's driven back in by Brickley. Hang leaving it for Manson. Bork moves in and breaks up the play on Larmer. Loose puck to Manson trying to come out. He's stopped by Don Sweeney. Now it is picked up by Yorny. Yorny wrapped up before he can get going. And the Bruins staying on top of Chicago, so they can't set up.
Exactly, Fred. That's all. Nobody's really leaving their man very far.
We'll be back with more Bruins hockey in just a moment. Center ice, Wesley intercepts, gets it back to Neely. Neely over the line for Gianni. Gianni to Joyce. Joyce can't put it on net as it is blocked by Eagles. Oh, what a hit, and out goes Neely. They say an elbow as he threw it in on Eagles on a power play. Why, he knocked him flat.
Good check. Good legitimate check. The Eagles had his head down. That's no penalty.
Well, it looked like an elbow. Neely is going out anyway. However, he calls it. And it will be a power play for Chicago. In scoring, Neely has 2 goals and 1 assist. Wesley a goal and 2 assists. Linsman a goal and 2 assists.
Good legitimate check. What's this? A legitimate check. No elbow.
Penalty on Cam Neely. Mike Eagles spilled. And Chicago with a power play. It is 7-3 for Boston. Winnipeg and Terry O'Reilly looking on. Winnipeg and Edmonton wound up in a 3-3 tie. Edmonton having their problems, but Winnipeg will be the next opponent of the Boston Bruins.
Yeah, and not to take them lightly, they can play. Thing is that Edmonton Oilers, they just check them to a standstill, I understand.
Casper the draw to Bork, the long shot, the first one in on Darren Pang. Winding up is Gary Nyland. Drafted the same year as Gord Kluzak. The Hawks trying to set up in the Boston zone and intercepted by Casper. Can't clear it out. Vive kept it in. Now it rolls back to Ray Bork. Bork around the boards, and he's able to clear it out off the boards. 1:30 left on the power play as Nyland winds up. Forechecking Burridge. Pass off for Vive. Rick Vive has one of the scores. Away to Brown. Over the line to Larmer, wrapped around the boards. And Savard with it. Dennis Savard with a couple of assists. Fires and a save by Moog. A beauty on Dennis Savard. On the boards, Bork breaks up the play, knocks down Vive, and clears the puck. Now a long pass up, and Vive has to let it go. He's offside, so the Bruins are able to take their time, and Telvin is able to clear it. And we're under a minute on the Chicago power play. Almost 5 minutes played in the third period. Boston leads 7-3 with a 4-goal explosion after it was 3-3. 4 goals coming in the second. Wilson fires in. Presley going for it. Now back to Wilson. Beautiful save by Moog on Yanni. Now it's Wilson closing. Gets it to Savard. Back to Wilson again. A drive blocked by O'Dwyer. Goes over to Yanni. Great stop by Moog on Yanni a moment ago. Wesley trying to break it up. It is kept in along the boards by Thomas. Looking for a return pass. Broken up by Wesley. Wesley gets it free for Telvin. Telvin a backhander and clears it out. Beautiful defensive work by Wesley.
Ah, just great. Pleasure to watch.
5 seconds left. Savard. A pass over the line. Connects with Presley into Thomas. Thomas trying to center it. Checked along the boards. Bruins fight for it. It goes to the other side. Ray Bork has it. Boston at full strength. Bork out to Burridge. A 3-on-1 with Casper. Can't set it up with Casper in front. Wilson clears it away. All the way down to Andy Moog, who made several beautiful stops for Boston in that power play for Chicago. Story of the game, Boston with 4 power play goals for a 7-3 lead. Icing called against the Bruins. And we'll return with Bruins hockey on TV 38 after this message. Is blocked. Bruins trying to clear it out, and they do. Break 2-on-1. Linsman with it. Linsman to Brickley. Brickley is checked from behind by Nyland and can't get the drive off. And right back. Break the Hawks. Playfair over the line. Now Brown. Playfair wraps it around, but it is Brickley right there. Brickley takes the hit. Puck reflects in deeper. Kept in by Chicago. A pass out looking for the forward Sutter. Doesn't work. Nyland keeps it in. That's Dwayne Sutter, used to be with the Islanders. And here's Wesley going with Playfair. And he wrestles Playfair down.
Good job. Playfair, much taller, much bigger. Jumped him kind of a little bit. And Nice to see Glenn Wesley, Galley messing it up a little bit.
Gary Galley it was on Jim Playfair. They're both going out. 13:10 left, third period, 7-3 Boston. So the rough stuff, started by Keenan's Hawks at the start of the second period, backfired as the Bruins capitalized on power plays, while Chicago, except for the one by Vive, has been shut out.
Here's how it started, just kind of wrestling around. This is out of embarrassment. He's down. He's not going to let him go anywhere, so he's trying to wrestle him down. What is this? Playfair just fooling around, an extra 2 for his trouble. That's out of embarrassment. He grabs his leg. What's that accomplish?
For Boston in the game, 6 different players have scored. Glenn Wesley, a power play by Ken Linsman. Bob Joyce. Keith Crowder on a power play. Neely, then Telvin on a power play, and Neely again on a power play. 2 by Cam Neely. And for Chicago, Larmer, Vive on a power play, and Hudson. You recall in that second period, Mike Keenan must be recalling it, Chicago had 3 penalties in a row, two in a row, and then a third one, and they failed to capitalize. And the Bruins came back and have a total of 4 power play goals.
Yeah, and that was the big. See, that's where the power play causes the games and the games today to swing so much. There's so many opportunities to do things.
Telvin starting this power play with Wesley. Janney is on up front with Joyce and Neely. Janney into center ice, goes with it over the line, drops it for Joyce deeper. Joyce into the corner, faking, goes behind the net with a good move, swings it out in front. Back for Wesley. Wesley across for Janney. Janney in for Neely, cutting for the net, can't get the shot away, gets the puck again. Now trying to make the play to Janney. Janney behind the net to Joyce. Now to Janney, likes to operate in this position, behind the net, in front, score, Neely! Oh, no question about that, as Janney had plenty of time behind the net and set it up to make it 8-3, another power play goal.
Was Craig Janney looking for Neely all the way or what? That whole line, Bobby Joyce held it, trying to get him his hat trick. It's a classy line, this line right there. Neely makes no mistake, fires it home. Darren Pang never had an opportunity to move. Yeah, Bobby Joyce worked very hard for this goal for Neely, too. He made the play to Janney, comes out. That distracts his defenseman. 3 goals.
Hat trick.
Yeah. Oh, I said that. Didn't you hear me say that? The hat trick. They all worked hard for his hat trick.
Cam Neely with a hat trick. Set up by Janney and Joyce. That line reunited, and it pays off. Here comes Sweeney over the line on Manson. Ridden off, kept in by Lehman for O'Dwyer. O'Dwyer now gets it off for Sweeney. Sweeney checked by Yorny. Battles him again behind the Chicago net. 8-3 Boston. O'Dwyer is rattled down by Manson. Chicago still chippy, but now down 8-3.
They're in trouble. Chicago Blackhawks. Now, what do you do after this game? Mike Keenan, leader of the rock group.
Nick, it's Nick and the Nickelodeons or something like that. Yeah,
that's a rock group?
Yeah, there is no Nick, and he's out of St. Lawrence, and it started there, and then you still have a large group. They play at a lot of charities. Draw is back, left point. Alan Peterson looking for a goal. The shot went wide. Back came Vincelette. Long one on Andy Moog. Sweeps it for Bork. Bork for Sweeney. Hit by Eagles, but he gets it to O'Dwyer. O'Dwyer a lead for Lehman. Lehman trying to collect, and he's just broken up by Yorny. Yorny knocked down in the corner. Sweeney goes after it. Sweeney has it. Makes it up for Lehman. Lehman into forecheck on Yorny. Now it's around the boards for Vincelette. And they clear it out. Pass broken up by Ray Bork. Set the play offside. And 11:26 left in the third period. 8-3 Boston. The last goal. Neely a hat trick from Janney and Joyce. With the score of Boston 8, Chicago 3. Let's pause for this message.
This club is really, in a small building like this, you need mobile, you need defensemen to get the puck up.
McGill gets it out. Thomas wraps it up. Don Sweeney intercepts, and the Bruins started back. Burridge breaks away. May get it over the line. He does. In is Neely. Back for Casper. He scores! Casper from Neely and Burridge.
Great play by Randy Burridge.
Well, what is Neely doing? Playing every line.
I don't know. He's out there trying to get 4 goals. He's got a great opportunity. There's Randy Burridge. It's kind of like the double step there, but a great play by Neely to dump it back. Neely he's in. He had Wilson convinced he was going to shoot it. He had Pang convinced. Dumped it back to Stevie Casper. Big goal for Casper. Like to see him started again.
Well, Neely's playing because Byers was kicked out of the game.
Right.
So Neely is a right winger, and he's on the line with Casper and Byers.
Cam Neely picks himself up his first 5-point night of the season.
5 points, 3 goals, 2 assists for Cam Neely. Vincelette keeping it in now. It is 9-3. Puck in front of the Bruins net. Knocked away by Linsman. The Bruins break it out. Bruins freewheeling naturally. Here comes Crowder. Over the line for Brickley. Brickley is hit on the play. Can't get it. The puck cleared out. Covered by Boston. 10:42 left. Third period. It is 9-3 the Bruins. Back comes Brickley with Crowder. Crowder lets it go, and Pang saves. And that was labeled. And Vincelette clearing it out, and the puck hit Ken Linsman in the face. Linsman grabs Vincelette as he had lost his stick. And Linsman hitting. It was an accident by Vincelette all the way. Here's Brown and Neely battling down on the Chicago end. Neely is able to jam it up and get a faceoff. 10:09 left. 9-3.
Wow. 10 minutes left in this game. I'd like to see the guys think a little defense here. Try to shut down the shots against Terry O'Reilly. Mike Keenan knew he had a tough job when he came here. Long term, he's not going to do it overnight. He knows that.
Well, the big question, of course, what happened to him in Philadelphia? The players didn't like him.
Yeah, I know.
Didn't like his methods.
Didn't like
and he
his
was
methods.
dumped, despite his impressive record. And Chicago signed him as the coach. And there they are. You know, Mike Keenan conducted a hockey school, and when O'Reilly took over the job, he went to Mike Keenan's hockey school. You think maybe Keenan will be going to O'Reilly school now?
Yeah, you'd think. Well, I think he gave school mostly on, Fred, it was how to organize.
Exactly. That was it. Let's make that clear.
You know,
not about the game, but
organizational
how to
skills.
organize practices and things like that. Back now comes Graham. Puts it in front. Overskated, and the Bruins started out again with a break. Bork on the move with Neely, and they tap it in wide of Pang. 9:30 left. 9-3 Boston. Bruins in a little scoring drought for a couple of games, and more than made up for it. Lehman now moving against Manson. Manson circles the net, checked by O'Dwyer and Lehman, and broken up. And the stadium gradually emptying now.
Oh, this is when the game's fun to play, Fred, when you're up 9-3. Everybody's going for points. You know, whoops, Tommy Lehman found it a little unsociable there.
Lehman hit by Yorny. Peterson left point. The shot deflected in the corner. Lehman. O'Dwyer, tough angle shot by O'Dwyer, missed. Telvin keeps it in. And O'Dwyer with it. O'Dwyer ridden to the boards and down by Manson. But O'Dwyer back up, takes a hit, and Rick Vive finally clears it out. 9-3 the Bruins. A hat trick for Cam Neely, and he also has 2 assists. And with it now, Murray. Shot and a save, short side by Andy Moog. Kept in by Vive. Broken up. Casper with it. Clears it out by Bob McGill. This could be icing. It is 8:13 left. And Bruins hockey on TV 38 will return after this message. Popped 2 by him, won a power play. Don Sweeney trying to contain it and can't. Back foot Wesley. Neely. Neely away. Here's Casper all alone on Pang. Scores! It is 10-3 as Casper scores. And Cam Neely assists.
6 assists, 6 points, 3 goals, 3 assists. Stevie Casper now has 2 goals. This is the old build up that point column. I love these. These are fun. Stevie Casper coming in fake. Now he doesn't really think anyone in Chicago is going to take the body. A lackluster effort by 2 Chicago defensemen. He gets in here. Watch him cut right across him. Darren Pang believes his teammates are going to shut this move off. Stevie Casper, just a quick move. Gary Nyland, number 22, the defenseman, caught well up the ice by the original pass. Forwards, not knowing what they're doing, let Casper walk in on Pang.
Well, people are going to think this is a football game with this score, 10-3. Wayne Sutter in deep. Bruins battle for it over on the boards. Thomas. Sutter trying to get it. Thomas does. Checked by Crowder. Thomas still going with it. Play broken up. Crowder is hit. It's all in the corner, and the Bruins will keep it there and tie it up. 7:18 left. Steve Casper sent away by Neely. And there is Casper with 2 goals and a beautiful move. And remember that score he made in that Montreal game on a breakout just like that.
Yeah. I remember these goals like from the other side, Fred, like as a Chicago Blackhawk. When I was young, we played a team, Stanford, and they used to beat us 18-1, 22-3. And watch this go on all night. Chicago Blackhawks, 10 goals in their net again. They got to be thoroughly upset with themselves. Some of them are still trying, though. You can watch now the ones that are still working hard trying to salvage some face.
Yeah, but it's very difficult. The Bruins are flying.
Oh, yeah. They're loose. They're just going for it. Andy Moak's still getting big shots every once in a while. But
and he stopped that one on Yorny. Puck is cleared away. This would be a good chance for you to do some play-by-play.
Me do the play-by-play?
Yeah,
sure.
Give it for a minute then.
Vince Gillette and Janney in the corner. Track Janney coming out with it. Oh, almost over to Bobby Joyce. Forget it. How about... Come on, Fred.
And
Don't
the puck
do this
in the
to
Boston
me, Fred.
end. Savard is after it. Puts a soft one on Moog. One of the easier ones he's had. And here comes Neely again with Joyce. And the lines change. He just drops it in. 6:37 left in the 3rd period. Boston leads 10-3. No, they are not playing the Chicago Bears. 10 for Boston. Neely has 6 points. O'Dwyer drives it in now. Around behind. Graham trying to come out with it. But the Bruins do. O'Dwyer backhand in, almost put it home. It just deflected wide of Pang. Cleared out the center ice. Taken by Telvin. Right back. Lehman clears it in wide of Pang. 6 minutes left. Lehman battling to keep it in. Bruins have 31 shots and 10 goals, and Chicago with 25 shots. Moog has made some very fine stops here in the 3rd period. His Playfair banging around, losing his stick. And the Bruins break up the play at the Boston line. Fed right back in by Graham. Moog trying to clear it. Graham gets it. Broken up. Graham gets it again. Clears it around behind the net. Eagles there. Eagles holding in front. Quick shot. Moog the save. Beauty on Larmer. Now it's off for Nyland. Walks in. Nice stop by Moog as Nyland was 25 feet away and open in front. On the boards, fought for. Jammed up, face-off. 5:10 left, 3rd period. With the score, Boston 10, Chicago 3. We'll return with more Bruins hockey in just a moment.
Well, Fred, when was the last Bruin to get 6 points in a game?
I had to be Bobby Orr.
Oh, yeah? Did you hear it from our AD Bob Frederoli there, our producer? Yep, he did. 6 assists, January 73.
73. And match now. Here comes Galley on the move over the line. The shot is wide, though, as Casper going for a hat trick with him there. The shot went wide. And Brown winds up for Chicago. 10-3 Boston. To Larmer. Larmer tips it in. Knocked away by Peterson. Kept in by Brown. To Vive. Behind the net to Murray. Shot blocked nicely by Moog as he covered the short side. Nyland and Galley in the corner. And a face-off call. January 1st, 1973.
Bobby Orr, 6 assists against Vancouver.
That's 15 years ago. And your biggest total in the major leagues?
It's 3 goals, 3 assists.
Was what?
3 goals, 3 assists, 6 points.
You had 6 points against whom?
Ace Bailey had 6 points. Cashman had 6, all the same night. Toronto.
I don't remember it.
I know you don't. It was 11-2. We beat them 11-2.
And you had 6 points.
All in the second period.
Wow. 4:22 left here. 10-3 Boston. 6 points by Cam Neely. 3 goals and 3 assists. This shot in by Sutter is blocked and a whistle by Bob Hall.
Could have had 6 goals. Ace Bailey knocked down 2 of them in the crease with his hand and knocked them in himself. Oh, what is this foolishness here?
Crowder being held off.
Somebody took a shot at Keith. 4 minutes left in a 10-3 romp.
Let's go quietly.
Let's get out of here. Pack the tent, take the 2 points, slip into the night.
With the score, Boston 10, Chicago 3. We'll be back at the stadium in a moment. The score 10-3. An explosive night. It was 3-3 early in the second period as Chicago came out hitting. And now Crowder being escorted away.
Crowder wants Sutter more than anybody else. Probably give him a little jab spear.
I don't know whether Dwayne Sutter is injured or not, but he has certainly not been a factor in the game, nor has he played much. So
not a factor
this
at all.
Is not a Sutter that we remember.
No.
This is Dwayne from the Islanders, now with Chicago, but used very much in a spare role by Mike Keenan tonight.
He may be injured. Trying to add some maturity.
He stays out there with Hudson and with Thomas. The faceoff is to the right of Andy Moog.
Boy, they're certainly dragging this out. What's wrong with the faceoffs? Get it done. What are they waiting for? Now conversation with the referee again.
And the conversation from Yorny, the defenseman. He's on with Manson. Back to Manson. Screen shot blocked in front. Bob Sweeney gets it. The clear out, the tip by Joyce into the Hawk end. Joyce going in. Quickly hit by Yorny. Janney trying to get it free. Does to Bob Sweeney. Still fighting for it. Joyce. A holding call on Manson coming up.
Maybe,
well, he held
Yorny.
Yorny, rather.
Could be any one of them. But they didn't pin the Bruins. They tackled them. Ah, well.
And the Boston Bruins next game on TV 38 Wednesday night at 8:30 when they face the Winnipeg Jets. Join Derek and I for all the action live from the Winnipeg Arena. It's the Bruins and the Jets Wednesday at 8:30 here on WSBK TV 38. And I guess you're going to tee it up with Harry and Tom in Winnipeg, is that right?
Well, you were the 4th. Don't act like we don't invite you, Fred.
I won't be there, no.
Why? Where are you
going to
be?
Chicago.
Oh, socialize here. Are you going to play here? Well, I was thinking of staying here with you. Play with Dale Talon, you and I, Stan Mikita. I wouldn't want to abandon you, buddy.
As long as you give me the shots. Cam Neely is out there. Power play. What do you think's going to happen? 7 points.
I would like to see him get 7 points. You know, this is one of those nights that don't happen very often. But he's got his 3 goals, and well-deserved ones they are. He's been fighting himself and struggling with, you know, with his points and his offense.
Yorny in the penalty box.
Trying to do too much too soon. Now he's found himself a little bit tonight, which is great. You need Neely going, and you need him hitting him all 8 cylinders.
So the power play has Casper, Burridge, and Neely. Casper has 2 goals. He could go for a hat trick. Telvin and Wesley. Burridge to Telvin. In for Casper. Back for Telvin and over to Wesley. Wesley's pass blocked. Kept in by Telvin. That's what happens when you have a 10-3 lead. Wesley just keeps it in at the line. It's blocked now. Goes out.
Wesley tried to find Casper. He forced the play to get it to him so he'd be a little open for the shot. From 35 feet out, they were waiting for it. Remember this, the Blackhawks know who's got 2 goals and who's got 3.
Here comes Casper. Over the line, holding. Now into Burridge. Burridge back for Telvin. Now to Burridge. Neely in the middle. Casper with it. Back for Telvin, trying to get the movement. Telvin shot blocked. Here's Casper, a hat-trick bit and a save by Pang. As the puck stayed there for him, it's kept in by Burridge. Power play Boston. They lead 10-3. This is just a workout. Wesley with it, over to Telvin. 2:48 left in the game. Casper to Neely in front, and it was knocked away. Sutter with it. No, Dennis Savard to clear it down. 48 seconds left on the power play. On the puck, Graham, he loses, and Ray Bourque starts back. Bourque over the line. He's broken up. Back to cover it, though. And the Bruins winding up with Galley with it.
So you don't remember this power play because the score is 10-3. But this power play should have been 2-2.
Amazingly, Ray Bourque with just 1 assist in all of this. Here's Sweeney. He will take the 10-3 victory. Graham is broken up, breaks up Lehman and clears it all the way down to Andy Moog. And the penalty just about up. 1:50 left in the game. Galley to Bourque. Bourque over the line. Holding. All the way across, trying to set it up with Linsman, and he's broken up, and Chicago at full strength starting back. Murray a shot. Handled nicely by Moog. Drops, clears, up the boards. Not out. A long drive by Manson misses. The rebound out for Andy Brickley. Brickley to Linsman, who got the Bruins going early with a goal and 2 assists. One of them, the goal was a power play goal. Oh, what a tripping job he did there. Ooh, the stick was really moving, and 1:14 left. Linsman is out.
Oh, yeah. He's got it up around between his thighs and give it a little twist. Todd Vive already took a dive earlier, and that's exactly what Linsman got him back for. You want to dive, dive now. Right? Now dive when it doesn't count, big shot. You give him a little stick up between the legs and a little wrench twist. Look, he's shaking his head. What does this guy got to do to me? Vic Vive not wanting to retaliate, wants his point. He'll get his point maybe in the power play. A minute left.
1:14 left in the game. Linsman out for tripping. Boston leads 10-3. A big night for Cam Neely with 3 goals and 3 assists. 2 goals by Steve Casper. But those early scores by Glenn Wesley set up by Linsman. Linsman on a power play. And by Bob Joyce. Hudson tied it up, and then Boston exploded. And goals by Crowder, Neely, Telvin, Neely. And Neely again, and Casper here in the 3rd period. And we have a minute left in the game. Some hardy souls
Fred
on here. It was a sellout at the stadium.
Cam Neely may have 7 points. 3 goals and 4 assists.
I didn't realize that.
I just looked it up. Bob Frateroli, ever conscious down there, jumped right on it. Not to embarrass us any longer.
7.
And Ray Bourque has 2 assists, at least.
Barry Peterson was the last Bruin to do that. It is 7 points. I stand corrected.
Okay.
And the faceoff is called with 36 seconds left in the game.
These shootouts are nice.
Well, the Bruins needed it after this. Terry O'Reilly, you can see a faint smile.
That's a nice little, that's a cute look. Terry does cute well, doesn't he? He liked that one. He likes tonight, see? Everything worked.
Manson keeps it in. Over to Savard. 25 seconds left in the game. Savard trying to put it in front, broken up by O'Dwyer. Kept in by Eagles. Pass blocked. Bruins control, and Wesley clears. Manson winding up. 9 seconds left in the game. Once it went 3-3, Boston dominated. Over the line, broken up. O'Dwyer knocks it away. A salute to Andy Moe. Solid goaltending. He turned aside 25 shots. And the Bruins poured it on at the other end, whether the goaltender was Waite or Pang. And Boston with the victory. And so the final score from Chicago. Boston 10 and Chicago 3. Derek and I will return in just a moment to wrap up all the actions. The Bruins around looked like a tough encounter, but Boston held their cool and capitalized on power plays.
Well, and that's the turning point was the power plays. Now you look back, you say, well, it was a lot closer game than that. Andy Moe had to come up with some big saves, you know. But the Blackhawks had 3 opportunities run at them in a row and blew it. The Bruins came out and made sure that they put theirs in the net. Consequently, you had a laugher. It ended up a laugher, but for 30 minutes it wasn't.
And for Cam Neely, a big night. 3 goals, 4 assists. Let's pick up the hat-trick goal for Cam Neely.
Okay, he's got so many. We got to see if we can figure this one out here. Right now, it's going to be Janney behind the net to Joyce. Now Joyce is going to be back to Janney. Now watch this play. The two of them played so well behind the net. They're looking for Neely. He's just got to get clear. All he has to do is break loose of his man, bing, and absolutely no problem sliding in. A great play by Craig Janney.
Well, of course, we've seen Craig Janney now into his 2nd year operate behind the net. He's so effective on that. But Neely can establish himself in front of the net. Hard to take out there. So we're going to see a lot of goals like that.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot, especially with Joyce and Janney working behind the net. If they keep this line together, because Neely is intimidating out there. Not too many people are going to look to take his body. You know, he's a strong man. He's going to take, you know, and give his lumps out there as well as take him. So he'll position himself. He's got an awful hard pair of hands that really, if he gets a stick on the puck, it's going to go in the net, or it's going to be an awful hard shot on it.
Well, a Jekyll and Hyde weekend for the Boston Bruins. As bad as they were against Minnesota, they were just twice as good against the Chicago Blackhawks, if that makes sense. And the final was 10-3. And now here's Walt.
All right, Fred and Derek, thank you very much. Tonight's Budweiser player of the game, no surprise, Cam Neely. 3 goals, 4 assists. So Cam Neely, for all you do, this Bud's for you. We mentioned that Bobby Orr was the last Bruin with a 6-point night. There was a Bruin with a 7-point night before Cam Neely tonight, and that was Barry Peterson on April 4th, 1982. Tell you what, let's check on the other games around the rinks tonight. Only 3 in the NHL. In Buffalo, where the Sabres were hosting the Quebec Nordiques, the final Quebec 5-3. So they are now 4-2. They have 8 points as well as the Bruins. Vancouver beat lost to the Rangers, I should say, 3-2. And in that game, Guy Lafleur got his first goal of the season for the Rangers. In a final in overtime, Winnipeg ties Edmonton 3-3. That's how it looks. Take a look at the Adams Division standings now. The Bruins with the win tonight at 4-2 with 8 points, same as Quebec. Buffalo 2 points back, and then Hartford and Montreal both at 2-3 with 4 points. Once again, the final tonight from Chicago Stadium, the Bruins 10 and the Blackhawks 3. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Our thanks to Gord Kluzak for joining us tonight as well. Have a good Monday. Boston Bruins hockey on TV 38 has been brought to you by New England Telephone. We're the one for you, New England. New England Telephone. By Bud Light. Everything else is just a light. By your local New England Volkswagen dealer, where you can test drive an exciting new Volkswagen and experience German engineering the Volkswagen way. Join us again Wednesday night at 8:30 from Winnipeg. Gord Kluzak will be our in-studio guest to take your calls as well. Stay tuned next for Ask the Manager. This has been a TV 38 sports presentation.